So, we did not win our first race, but it was fun. Well, actually, it was our second race. We decided to do a little bit of random encounters because last time we were in this game, we did get a shiny Squovit on random encounters because I saw a brilliant aura and thought, you know what, let's go for it. But yeah, that was my thing. Wasn't the best idea. But yeah, we went for that. Got it. So let's go back to the actual target, which is Wooloo. We have got to 19, which is a strange number because it is a little bit misleading because it's not 19 different species, it's just 19 altogether because we have got the male and the female Cricketot and the male and female Glygars, which is very strange to have got a gender variant of both complete within the first 20. Yeah, we're mainly going to focus on Wooloo and Nickit. Yes, it does say Wooloo in the title, but we want both. And then when people pop in, we'll start doing some DAs because we do need to get DAs done. They are a big factor for this. The legends are very hard to get. There's 47 shinies in there that I want to get. Actually, there's more than that because there's a few variants. Most notably the genies. I'm going to need 2 of each of the genies. And Zygarde, we need a couple of Zygardes. So yeah, there is work to do. There is definitely work. We're just going to beat most things off. Beat them all up here. Get a couple of things. Like, we'll leave this on so in case there's a sparkle I miss, I can hear it as well. But how was everybody else's weekend? We did a lot in this game. I'm not going to lie. It was extremely warm. We managed to get some of our highest or longest videos done last week. So we're pushing ourselves to start the next length of streaming, which is a big thing really. Like, we've been saying we wanted to get to longer videos. We started with just 1 hour videos and we pushed it up to 2 and then we jumped to 3. And we've been sort of floating around 3 for a long time. But I'm trying to push myself towards nearer the 4. But it's very difficult because sometimes it's very, very busy, and that's fine. You barely notice the time. It's when it's slow. And the slow ones can get you because this random encounter stuff is not the most fun. But if you just chat away about anything and everything, you don't get too much. But then I've also got to decide whether I want to change times. I know. Squovit! It would be funny if we did get a second shiny Squovit, because then that would be officially the first line complete. So far we've not quite finished a evolutionary line. Like, we've got a couple of non-evo things like Dedenne. I feel like there's another one in there somewhere. But it might just be Dedenne. No, we got plus silver mining, haven't we? So there's 3 that don't evolve that we've got. But we don't want to spend too much time doing random encounters. It may just be sort of like 15 minutes and then DAs. And see what happens. Like, Wooloo is still the big chase in this game. Like, I'm very reluctant to do the breeding side of things because I just don't really like doing breeding in these games. They get a little bit too tedious for my liking. I've done it. I've got a few. I've had some great runs. Like, I got a tadpole in 5x, which is very good. But in the other end of it, we used up a lot of eggs trying to get things like... Well, the thing is, we've done all the Gen 5 fossils in May, I think, which was really good. I got some really early ones. I think we got well, we got both the archers probably within 300 odd eggs. So yeah, I did like the Tortuga one, but I'm not too fond of the Caracosta. I think it's a bit boring, the shiny, not gonna lie. But we have to do that all over again. So that's why we're going to push ourselves to random encounters, pretty much. What we might do is just use all of Basculin's moves and that be our time frame, because it's a really good Pokemon to do these with. Because it's got a nice coverage of moves. Yes, the Psychic move does not help against Nickit, but Nickit's the rare spawn anyway, let's be honest. So I focus on trying to use all of the Psychic Fangs first, just so I don't accidentally click it like we've done before against the Nickit, and see what happens there. But with the Shiny Race 1 yesterday, it means the next one is coming up soon on the Sunday, and will be no, it's not it is in Scarlet and Violet, and the target will be anything that is a poison type. So that gives us a chance to go for quite a few things. Like, there's a couple of Pokemon I really just like shiny hunting in that game that happen to be poison types, and that being Coughing. It's one of my favourite shinies. That makes sense. We may take, but the other side of it is I don't have encounter power for anything. I may have to just find out what encounter power poison is, and I don't have the shiny. No herb done yet, basically, so I can't make poison sandwiches. I still don't have the shiny charm, so we are playing it full odds. So as long as we can get encounter power poison, we should be okay. But it's whether we can pull that off. I am still a little bit blown away that we actually got the shiny Squirtle. Because we weren't even trying for it. I saw a Brilliant Aura and thought, you know what, let's go and have a peek. They always say Brilliant Aura has the best shiny odds. Boom, there it was, a shiny looking straight at me. We actually went for you, but we've used up all the Psychic Fangs, so we can't make mistakes. Hello, Charmeleon, how are you today? We have decided we want this Wooloo. Now, I'm doing this thing where I'm going to use up all of Basculin's moves before we start DAs, and then go back and just do DAs. Because Basculin's got a good moveset for this. I don't really want Rocketies, because we got Squovit as well. So, the day after we did the race, pretty much, which, annoyingly. And then, yeah, we will get to DAs eventually. I'm not sure what I'm going to go for, or anything yet. I kind of just go with what's happening in the chat. But yes, I was just in shock that I got a Squovit last time on this game. I didn't win the shiny hunt race though, sadly. I got one shiny with about 20 minutes to go. So I did 3 hours, and also did 4 hours the day before and got one shiny in the equivalent of 7 hours of that game. It was painful. It was very painful. Let's just keep running around in circles. Okay, Blipbug, maybe shiny. That's going to be one of the pests to get Blipbug, I think. But we'll figure that one out later. The only reason I'm doing this is, the reality is I need to do these. I'm going to be doing a lot of random encounters. There's no point doing all of the DAs or doing a solo DA when I need to do the random encounters as well. I might as well wait for at least one person that would like to do DAs. Because this challenge is going to take forever. I feel like it could be something that we're still here in 4 or 5 years trying to get it to work. But we may have like a Blitz MP Legends EA, might be fantastic. I may figure out one day how to get my 3DS to work on a computer. They may bring something out. I could put my files on there without it being anything alternative, shall we say. Because I did my friend safaris and got both Pansage and Pansear shiny on Saturday, which was ridiculous. It was too hot to do anything, so I thought the 3DS seemed like it doesn't overheat. I'm going to use the 3DS and do some friend safari. And yeah, that was good. But they don't count to this challenge, sadly, because it's offline. So I get more of my shinies offline than I do online at the moment. We have had two in these DAs, where we've had the crocodile and the stun tank, which I didn't notice last time. I've also decided to start rolling out stats to see how good things are going, like what's the most commonly caught type, game, regional, etc. Which is Sinnoh winning, surprise, surprise, for PLA being the best game. Mainly because of free Cricketots, Cricketoon obviously, Shinx, and a few others in that area. Still don't have a single one from Alola or Paldea, of all places. Never got a Paldea shiny in this game. I'm not bad enough to never have got a Paldea shiny. Let's get that straight. We are good at this training, catching, and being the very best Pokemon trainer of all time. Some would say a professional shiny hunter. Others wouldn't, but some would. Let's see. Can we just get something good here? What do we got? Rookety Wooloo. Hello, Wooloo. It was pretty tight, the race, because it was 5-4. I think if Robin had had an extra hour, he probably would have caught up as well. We had Dragon got himself an Alpha Shiny Hisuian Voltorb, which was fantastic, which put him right in the chance to win. Nearly back-to-back race wins for him. Not quite. Got pipped at the line by, ironically, with about the 15th Gligar anyone got. So many people got Gligar, it's crazy. That was what my one shiny was as well. So, I guess it's probably one of the most common spawns in the area, but hey, it still counts. People got it. People had fun, I hope. So, we had some other people play along, didn't get a chance to get a shiny, but it's not the easiest game. Like, it's one of those games that can throw out, like, a good day 5 shinies, and the next day you get nothing. We did this in our little experiment. Actually, my first challenge was an experiment video. The concept was to simply do 1 hour on each map in Legends Arceus and see what sort of shiny numbers we were hitting. And there were some days where we got 0, and there were other days I got 4 or 5. It equaled up to about, I want to say I got about 50, and it might have been a lot less. No, it might have actually just been closer to 1 a day average by the end of it. So we just had some really dry days, some really good days. It was a very interesting experiment. It's one I would love to go back to do again, but I do find Legends Arceus just running around the map a little bit harder to enjoy. I go through spells. I would do it, blitz it, love it, and then the next day it's like, this again. And that's kind of how I feel. But then the other way of looking at it is we could target alphas. Do we add a shiny Alpha Dex to the challenge list? Do we? Are we that crazy? Probably. It kind of depends if alphas are in ZA, I think. If alphas are in ZA, maybe. That's probably going to be my start at that point. Like, we still have not had an alpha shiny myself, but again, we've played that game for, I want to say, 27 hours. I think that's what it worked out as. I did have a quick look, but I didn't really study it too much. We can check this game actually as well. This game's probably about the same. What's up? What are we at? 34. Welcome in, RJ. How are you today? At least Dole's working again now. It's because it's such a short one, isn't it? You miss. I guess if you miss it, you think it hasn't worked. We've had people say it hasn't worked, so. But we're just knocking out all the Wooloo populations and Nickets today to start things off. Then we'll go and do some DAs, because why not? It would be fun if we got a shiny we could pop off. At least I don't need to worry too much about what a shiny Wooloo looks like. It's a very obvious shiny. It's not like Squovit looks a little bit different, but generally looks pretty much the same, if that makes sense. I struggled in Violet for it. But then I haven't really, apart from a few like sessions of my own and competitions, I've very rarely shiny hunted in Violet nowadays. Like I've done like stocked up some event spawns and that's about it. So I've been a bit all over the place with that. I do feel like we are in desperate need of ZA to come out, because there isn't too much to do on the base games anymore. They have started to lose a bit of their appeal. And I could argue that's probably been the case for a lot longer. But I don't really need these on for this, because Wooloo's so easy to see, isn't it? Yeah. I'm also having to figure out a way to get used to headphones. I'm not a headphone person. That's kind of why when you do like the other games, you don't need to worry about hearing the shiny. But Legends EA, now Legends Arceus you need to, and it kind of drives me a little bit crazy. Because you hear the noise and you go, where is it? Where is it? Oh, there it is. But yeah. I'm hoping we do get a spawn in the PCG soon, because it's been a while, but I don't know how long it takes before they trigger. I would like to carry on trying to complete my weekly events. Everyone goes, why do you use Ultra Balls on everything? It's because I bought like 500 Ultra Balls. That's why. That is why. Dive, baby, dive. Hello, Mr. Belgium. How are you today? How is this living dex coming along? Because I wanted to do a little bit of a change, we're doing this like random encounter bit again, just before we start doing DAs. Well, there we go. Talk of it. And it appears. It's almost like it's Joe Hendry. Nice. I will probably start DAs soon. My sort of goal is to try and do every one of Basculin's moves and probably make it faint before we start doing DAs, instead of me just jumping in and doing solo ones, because I feel like the solo ones are not as productive as I would like for this challenge. It feels like I'm just doing them to tick off some numbers, really. I know I did start a little bit early, because why not? It's one of these where it's nice, like, with this heat, it's actually been nicer to start this early than try to stream later. Because usually mid-afternoon is when it just gets very, very bad for temperatures. But now we have had our spawn, I can start this. So we have a Charmeleon, who also plays the Pokemon games. Hello, ironically, how are you today? Would you be up for DAs, or is it nearly dinner time? Of course, Boy from Belgium's the only one that called it. Of course he is. As I just mentioned, I'm kind of decided to do a few random encounters before I start DAs nowadays, instead of doing too many solo ones nowadays, because I'm not really getting, if I win a solo one, I get 4 checks. I kind of like the idea of the team getting one. Okay. Boy from Belgium, are you up for some DAs, or anyone else in chat? Or are you still wanting to finish your breeding first, before we pick which thing we're going to go for? I did see you got a Heatran, so your shiny luck is back now, I see. Getting all of the shinies. Well, did you want to do at least a free player Tapu Koko? Because I know that's definitely something we all need, so... Well, I don't need to say what I need. I'm trying to make sure I pick one ironically needs. That's the main goal. Pick one everyone can do, rather than something I wholeheartedly want myself, because I'm going to get all of them anyway. Okay, let's go this way now. But I would have to hope that Mr. Belgium can set up Coco. The thing is, the ones I've got... well, they're both a bit lackluster for shiny differences, aren't they? Were they on the same run? No, they can't have been on the same run, or you wouldn't have taken them both home. Heatran's a bit underwhelming once you see the shiny. And it's relatively easy to beat, I guess. Cherrim is just whether you find it on the run, I guess. It beat the Zygarde on its own Weather Ball, by a chance, or other moves. Okay, so Boy from Belgium will set up Coco. Let us know which code you're going to use. You can also follow along with RJ on his adventures in the Pokemon games and other gaming. Who else is here? Mr. Belgium is here. Yeah, so I don't know if you're going to continue our plan to steal Charmeleon's code or go back to the normal code. We are stealing Charmeleon's idea. Sorry. I don't know why a fake EE is keep calling me when they've already renewed my contract. I guess I'll start putting this in, and if it's wrong, he can tell me in a minute. Because sorry, I thought I said I did that. I've been here, but not here. No worries. Like, it's all good just for the lurkers to be here. They're all supporting us. As I say, I'm stealing we've been stealing your idea for the DA codes. Because we kept getting randoms join our other one. So it works out pretty well for us. And yeah, we got Stun Tank. We just gotta wait for, ironically, and then it's probably just the three of us. I probably should have brought the other Switch over, but I didn't. My fault. But you don't need to worry against this. It's pretty easy to beat. Yeah. Are you... There we go. We have a 3-person run. I don't think anyone else is joining. They can if they want to. They can see the code. They can jump in if they want. And you can watch Mr. Belgium and his shaman hunts as well. He may one day get the shaman. He may not. We don't know anymore. It seems like it's eluding him forever and ever. If we're honest. No worries. Are you trying shaman again today? Or not? And we know our main targets are like electric and poison here. Not electric, ground and poison. But yeah, I don't think Steel's effective, is it? We have a Jigglypuff. Do we do it? Do we do double fake tears? Oh dear, double fake tears. This game doesn't like our choices. Not actually terrible, to be honest. This will be the decider. Well, yeah, it could be. If it's on the right save, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't try and save it. Now, do we want to go ground? I guess we can go ground this way, but we're very, very weak to that. So I think I'm going to have to pick this. I don't think we can beat the fire very comfortably. And just stick to the left here. Yeah, there was also a ground in the top middle. That is going to be a problem, I guess. No wide guarders. Just remember, I'm going to say that we're probably just going to do fake tears here, aren't we? Between the two of us. And then let... Like, if Comfey uses, like, after you on the Jigglypuff, we could... No, actually, we don't want to use fake tears, do we? We want to use something smarter than that. What do we want to use? Crunch? No. I guess Ice Fang could freeze it. But we'll see. It would be funny to see how strong we could make the Malmo. Can you fake tears your own team? And you said this thing had flying. So we could always, if we get the Malamar, we could do it ourselves. Don't know why we would, but... Hello, Drat. Oh, welcome in. How are you? If that's wrong, let me know. We are currently on a Tapu Koko DA. And we're trying to build a brand new Living Dex, or shiny Living Dex, on the Switch too. So we did all the brand new games. And yeah. Okay, we'll call you Dran. Yeah, so as I say, welcome in. Yes, like the idea was to start brand new saves on all the games too. So we've been playing through Sword, Violet and Legends Arceus and slowly building up our shiny numbers. It is a stream exclusive challenge, so anything I get off stream doesn't count. I can put into vaults. The big concept is it to be interactive, i.e. DAs, people can join, people can take part. We will hunt every shiny legendary, depending on who's here, to what we need. This one is one that the other two we currently have here, Mr. Belgium and ironically, need. But we are open to try everything. There are a few things other people need. It's very difficult if you have some people who have got half of the legendaries. But if they're... What, are you a DA hunter? Shiny hunter? Pokemon player in general? But yeah, there's going to be like ideas that you can... We do races every Sunday. We have things people can claim back. Claim like spare shinies from my original collection. Big rewards can get a free shiny legendary from my duplicates, etc, etc. I don't have too many spare shiny legendaries, but we have a few Rayquazas and a Moltres. That's about it, really. We've had mixed luck with DAs, and we do have a friend in this one who has a ridiculously easy Zygarde path, if you're a Zygarde hunter. But otherwise we have a pretty comfortable team for this final battle, where we've got quite a lot of fake tearsers. I don't think anyone really wants this most. Zygarde is free real estate. You lost the path, have you? That's more when I say that you've got the perfect path. Like, I don't really ever plan on doing it. Unless I have to. If I'm honest. Yeah. No, I didn't. Yeah. Okay. Well, just the way you said it was like you had lost it and now you need someone to re-find it. I guess bright powder will do. No, at the moment I won't be hosting purely Zygarde, to be honest. Unless I sit here with three people that are desperate to get it and are happy to do random paths, I won't be doing Zygarde myself yet. I do the odd one. but not too many. I'm hoping that Meowth will use the electric move, because there's not much point in me, but you got disconnected. That's no good. That's sabotage. Well, at least you're still using After You on the Berserker, who's going to attack a lot. Uh-oh, I'm in danger. I gave all my luck away last night. Just started watching another stream of 2 days. They got Zygarde. Then I returned from the store, and the next one they got a Latios. That sounds about right. Was it Boy from Belgium by any chance? He usually steals everyone else's shiny luck, if we're honest. But like, we did 400 DAs in what did we do? 400 in April, and we got 5 legendaries in the end. We've only ever got 7, I think. No, 8 ourselves since March. We actually got a Lugia last week, I think, maybe the week before. Well, now that you've disconnected, ironically apparently, we'll find out who you are in the next battle. You never know, like I haven't seen much shiny luck from Mr. Belgium in the DAs for a while now. But I know you've slowed down a little bit more. Why is nobody actually attacking this? I'm guessing Jigglypuff doesn't have a move, which is fine. Are you sure it's not me that's disconnected? Because I just saw a move that didn't need to be used. Seems like a computer thing to do. Freeze? Yeah. There is an event, non-event, Shelgon in the chat if you play the PCG. Okay. That sounds about right. Yeah, but you didn't take them, so they're not real shinies if you don't keep them. Yeah, Zygarde has been like Boy from Belgium's biggest nightmare for the last 3 months, I think. If we're honest. He's been trying and trying and trying. He's got the perfect run, and I swear nobody is getting the shiny Zygarde in your run. And that's the craziest thing. Like, I know I got the Rosalia, I've seen people get the Ivysaur, and not including your own, but nobody seems to be getting the main Pokemon at the moment. Oh good, we got the Paralyze. Vectis, okay. It's just been one of those, I guess. Well, some people have had the luck, others haven't. Right. We're sort of in that middle ground of trying to get better at this and not having any luck. Right, we're going to do this. Yes, it's Max Darkness time. We do have the Discord, yes. You're more than welcome to join in and learn more about our shiny adventures. We tend to take photos of anything we get in this journey. There's news about races, etc. if you're interested. And we have a little game called Connect 4, which has been going on for a couple of weeks, that Casper is winning quite convincingly, to say the least. Have you finished this yet, ironically? Because this battle seems to be going on forever. If I'm honest. And I don't really know why. You're on the cocoa already. Oh dear. And thank you for the follow, Dran. Welcome into the challenge. That's 230 we're up to now. Who would have thought that, like, back in when we started our first challenge, that we would end up with over 200 people following along? When we started, we had about 10 from mixture of just knowing each other and nothing. So what did you take at the end? The ground, was it? Or did you go for something else? Or what is your team in the final? I kept Comfey. Okay. I'm hoping you got a couple of the fair teams. Did not change. Okay. I don't think I need to change. I know I'm potentially going to die, but... Well, you changed. You changed. You sabotaged our run. What is the ground type? Marowak? Okay. Why not? Oh, thank you for the on-screen celebration. And the biddies. It is muck everywhere. We love muck. Galarian muck. No, Alola muck is one of my favourite designs of a Pokemon. I just like how it looks like a hypnotic creature. What? If you get the shiny here, though, ironically, I'm not going to be impressed. You jump ahead, you quit the run. Way, it is a bit mucky. And we froze the Marowak, and it defrosted in one go. That was good. That was fun. That was effective. How did that get out straight away? It's not going to happen as in winning or getting a shiny. Because I guess me and Boy from Belgium are kind of stuck here where... are you going to take this, Mr. Belgium, or should I take this? Or are you going to skip and I see what the computer wants to do? Because I think we want the Marowak in the final. But if no one takes it, it's sort of a little bit frustrating, to say the least. You could take it. Okie dokie. Thing is, we have a very strange team for the final, I feel. I'll be honest. Is that going to be enough? Just... But we will be Marowak. Well, I am tempted to see what the computer wants to do. Really am. But you may see in the Discord, as I've mentioned, I did start doing stats for this, because why not? I like stats. And Sinnoh is my most popular shiny region at the moment, and Alola and Paldea has eluded me. I still have 0 from there. They're all like my own basic stats, so I would decide the regions. I guess we just have to take it then. We got a lot of still moves. But, okay, the Skarmory did want it. Bit annoying. But it is weak to the electricity, I guess. It would have been a bit better. Never mind. Because I had Steel Roller, I could have got rid of the fairy field. But let's go. Tapu Koko. Are you going to join the next one? Ironically, or try and join the next one? Or not? Let's see, what can we do to this beast? I guess I have to Dynamax really, don't I? Let's start doing this. Let's weaken this thing down and see how well we do against it. I will say, it has suddenly just become scorching hot today. I have no idea. It was fine, and now suddenly it's like, here's the sun in your face. And I've even had the laptops on. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what's going on, to be honest. Where is that? But yeah, we just sort of plod through and get everything done. We are working towards this like slowly. I'm still very torn with where to really start the next stage of this. Because yes, we want to do DAs. They are very big. They are important. But I do need to actually start getting some actual shinies that are more difficult to get. I'm not worried about mythicals. They're a problem for future me. I'm never going to worry about them. There's no way of getting any of them without some form of manipulation, so I don't want to worry. If I can't catch it legitimately, I'm not going to catch it at the moment. Just not being... It'll be on the total, but if I don't get it, I don't get it, pretty much. I would like to think that maybe there'll be a way to get some of them in ZA, but I doubt it. There'll probably be a prize one. So my guess is you will probably get a mega... No, not a mega, just a shiny Diancie. If you complete the dex in home, that's going to be my guess. I think it's a bold guess, but I don't know what the other mythicals in that generation are. There's quite a lot, isn't there? But when you look at things like, where am I going to get a Hooper, Celebi, Manaphy, I might give myself the Manaphy for completing the dex. What else is there? Victini and all of them. Where am I going to get them? Like, with playing the games legitimately. So if I can't get them legitimately, I'm going to just wait. If I can't stream it as well, it's not going to count as part of the challenge, which is the key factor for this. Okay, we didn't beat Tapu in this go. That's 3 goes, right? I have to shrink again. Yeah, I have all of them, that's the thing. That's why I might just... Because technically I'm overwriting my main living dex anyway, so when I hit landmarks I might just give myself those ones to transfer across and put into the new dex, because I can't get them with my trainer ID, so it's not a problem. I'm not setting up a second home account just to do them. It's not worth it for me, so... Yeah, but that's a problem for later days, when we eventually make enough money to ever consider it as an option. That's the main thing. If we can consider it an option, then we'll do it. But to basically build the dexes from scratch, then set up a new home account, connect it to a new home account, it's not worth it at the moment. I'm not too broke to have 2 home accounts, but to have a second home account to just get a shiny is a bit silly for me. Like, it'd be different if you got one per save file, like it was called in Voices Switch 2 account. But let's check these shinies. I'm hoping we get something. Malamar is not shiny, nor is the Skarmory, nor the Marowak, or the Tapu, sadly. Yeah, it just seems very drastic to get, because it's hard enough doing the living dexes again. I've already done them once, but I deleted most of it, and most of the stuff is sort of stuck in the middle of like 2 places. Not really, no. The second form is like the Pokeball one, so it's not really a different form, as in, if that makes sense. It's a different form, but not one that you can get shiny. You get the Pokeball one if you've completed the Pokedex in home, if that makes sense. But it's not shiny, and it can't be shiny, basically. But the thing is, as I say, I've got a Keldeo and I've got an Enamorus, so that's the main reason. Okay, they both sound the same, probably act the same. It's one that you could probably, if you're going to do Keldeo and Enamorus a second time, you may as well do the second one and count it as the different form. If I'm going to be honest, there's not much point in not considering it the same or a different form. Because we are also doing Megas in this. So we are going to try and catch a Mega variant of every Pokemon and a G-Max. So yeah, that's a thing that's going to be involved. So, where do we go? We don't get the good team. It's all up to you, Glodsire, Quagsire. Oh, there's the stun tank. At least we know we can't get another shiny one of them. Right. I did not see anything remotely good. Unless that is... there's a charger bug. And there's a charger bug. That's about it. I guess we better... Oh, I didn't click fairy. I clicked electric. Go electric, computer. Okay. I definitely... I don't know why it did it twice, but I definitely clicked right. And then it jumped back. I'm not enjoying the Joy-Cons on the Switch 2, I'm going to be honest. I really am finding them a bit iffy. And that's... I don't know why, just... They seem a bit buggy for me. Yeah, I don't have a Pro controller. I don't like the look of the price of them. If I'm honest, I just looked at it and went, oof, that's quite expensive. And I don't want to get just a cheapy one, if I'm honest. Oh no, we all went for status moves. What's going on? I was going to go for Hex. A Bidoof. Do you have the proper Pro controller, Mr. Belgium, or not? That's the question. Or do you just have a knockoff one? No, you have the cheap one as such. I probably could have seen whether I could have adapted like my old PlayStation 1, but I think if I'm going to get one I would get the full-blown Pro controller. But that's just me. But then the thing is, I don't want to buy just an off-brand and let it break and then you're stuck with it. And the thing is that I only play these games, so I don't really need to. If that makes sense as well. Moonblast. That's the other way I look at it. I'm only playing these games. I don't really need intense controls. If I was playing what I would call complicated games, I would worry about it. But I'm not. Is somebody planning on taking this, just out of interest? We caught the Bidoof. Or, yeah, is anyone planning on taking this? I would like this shiny, to be honest. It's one of the main chase ones. Oh, it's the Let's Go. But you do play more controller-based games, shall we call them? Like, most of the Pokemon games are not really reliant on controllers. They're... Like, the idea is you can play them with Joy-Cons if you really wanted to and not have to worry. I think I'd rather gamble, if I'm honest. But let's see what it was next. It was the charger bug, wasn't it? The little charger bug that could. Because at least if I gamble, it's not the worst thing that happens. Yes. That Haunter's not too helpful, let's be honest. Do we get something good? Not really. We got a wide guarder. Shall I wide guard? At least it's good for the charger bug, I guess. We said it didn't have a fairy move, right, Tapu Koko? We're fine. We're fine. It's an improvement. But like with Mario Kart, I don't have a... It's just the only game I have a problem with is actually Legends Arceus. If I'm honest. That is good then. Yeah. So as I said, the only game I have a problem with the basic Joy-Con controller is Legends Arceus, and that's because this stick is too close to the buttons, I think. And when you're trying to sprint or glide, I end up just clipping it and it just sort of spins your camera around. I don't have the problem in the other games, it's just Legends Arceus. Otherwise, we're all good. Rock Tomb, we bury your charger bug. Are you taking charger bug as well? Is that your plan? You would like the little bug that could. Go Quagsire. I am sort of scared of the potential of the grass type Pokemon next though. Fair enough. Yes. I've also used the Pro Controller off the Wii U, so I'm using, this is pretty much the same controller as what you had on the normal Switch, and I never had that problem on the normal Switch. It's just where they're slightly longer and they've put in that silly camera button, or whatever it's called button, it sort of it's pushed the other buttons up a bit more. That's the only thing, but I could easily just play with the original Switch controllers if I wanted to. But it's just Legends Arceus I have the problem with, where I just always clipping it. And it's really annoying when you're trying to do a quick glide around the map. Yes, the C, whatever it's called. The button nobody's ever going to use. I think it's the best term to use for it. Nobody went near it, did they? Let's be honest. Nobody's ever going to use it. Or if they are, it'd be like 5% at max. That's the way I look at it. I just think it's... I agree with some people saying it's the most pointless button put on a console, but otherwise, everything else is really smooth about the new one. So that's why I don't really want to go too far away from it. So as nobody wants the charger bug. That's the question. Does nobody want it? Or should I take it? No. Someone switch. Fine, I will take it. I will have the Shashi bug. I am worried about both these. But do you want an item? I know you're incredibly weak, but... Anyone want to gamble? Should I gamble? Did we want the charger bug is the question. You can gamble if you want to, because apart from your immunity, you're pretty useless in the final, aren't you, attacking wise? And the Cryogonal wanted to go. What do we get? A Golduck. Well, at least you got a Screecher. Um, I know it's a very scuffed team for the final. I think this team we've got at the moment, the whole thing's a bit of a. It's there. I don't know if they're going to be good. I think that's the best way to describe it. Does Eerie Impulse work on Tapu? Just out of interest. Yes, we got to beat it first though, and hope the computer isn't stupid. Grass pledge. Well, I didn't know whether it was a bit like a thunder wave on an electric type. It didn't do the stuff, if that makes sense. I know that electric does hit, but I didn't know whether a status one would work the same. That's all. If that makes sense. Because the reality is I can't really do too much to this. I may just spark it. Because I could get a paralyze, I guess. Ooh. Brick break on the Portland. That's fine. Ice beam. It did still have ice moves. So do you want me to just start spamming dig, or do you want me to do some of the status breaking moves in the final with the charger bug? Do you want me to do one Eerie Impulse then dig or max quake? Or do you want me just to go straight for dig? Or should we just see where I am in the Dynamax run? If it's my Dynamax the second turn, maybe I do the Eerie Impulse first and then use max quake. And you have Endure as well. That's fun. But yes, we'll see. I guess I'll look for an Eviolite. Do I get an Eviolite, please? Of course I do. Lovely. We are free to survive an extra hit. Both got one. That's good. What did Boltland get? Didn't see. Let's go. Good luck, everyone. Hopefully we can get an easy W here. I think we've still got all 4 lives too, which is big. The electric surge, so I could have taken the electric seed as well. Could have been a good idea. But, right, I am 2 Dynamax goes away, so I can dig. We got a Charmer. Screecher. Maybe ironically goes for a helping hand this turn. May work on me, I don't know. I don't know if it works on the second turn of it or not. Guess we find out. It'll miss, okay. Then I'm assuming you'll just probably charm again. Or you may crunch for defense drops as well, I don't know. Ooh, it really wanted to stop you. Ice Beam freeze, please. That would be fun. No. Big Dig, Charger Bug to the rescue, doing all the work again. The little bug that could. I think I can now Dynamax. Lovely. Let's go for it. A big, big Max Quake from the bug. The nightmares are waiting for. Ta-da! Let's go. What would we do if we got the shiny Charger Bug? What chocolate would we name it after? a rising voltage and a grass pledge. Now it's going to discharge, right? Okay, I think most of us survive that. All of us. It's a big box of Maltesers. We could just call it Malteser then. Maybe that will do. And it did all the work because it's the greatest Pokemon of all time, right? GG, good luck with the shinies, everyone. Hopefully we can pull this one up and get an early shiny for one of us. If we get shiny Tapu, Tapu Koko, that would work very nicely. It would indeed. And this is your last one, isn't it? For dinner, or do you have time for one more? Okay, so we may go to Blacephalon next. But let's check these shiny teams out. Shiinotic is not shiny. Nor is Charjabug. Or Grovar. Or Tapu Koko. No shinies today. Because I get superstitious, I always check at the top. So if I do accidentally click yes, I take something good back. At least I take something, it doesn't matter. What do you have? Reshiram. No, we've done a lot of Reshiram in the past. We're going to get this stupid Pennywise, and that's the bottom line. Because it is eluding me so much, and I'm sick and tired of it. I need it, I want it, and it's going to be mine. It is up if you want to join the Blacephalon. At least I know Boy from Belgium still needs it. I'm pretty sure it's just the two of us, and I'm pretty sure we can handle it ourselves. If nobody else wants to join, I may wait for the 220-ish mark, see if anyone else does arrive. We have a Basculin in the TCG, PCG even, if you want it. There is the Ultra Ball. But yeah, let's see. I do feel like one day we're going to see a little bit more of these become popular again in the future. But I think because it's summer, less people are really doing DAs at the moment. There may be a little peak, like, because it's hot. People like going out in the summer, don't they? I don't. Now, I know there's a sensible choice here. Do I have to pick the sensible choice? Okay. Just don't take a bomber snow. Phew. I was extremely worried. Right, so we have a ground type. I prefer water, if I'm honest, for these runs. But I don't think we're going to get that luck. And we want to go left. We want to go left. Because there is a... what's it called? A Politoed at the top. We really want to get that Politoed. If I'm honest. It will make this run so much easier. I would suggest... Are you... You're going to look to swap, aren't you, at some point, Mr. Belgium, right? So, if the computer doesn't want this, it may be worth you taking this to take on the Politoed. It'll be good to have on the team, and then you can just become Politoed if need be. Because with your electric moves, with Drizzle, we get a good advantage. I know you have a Thunder move or an electric move, But let's face it, this Raichu's probably better than Duraludon. But if the computer wants it, you can leave it. Not the worst thing in the world. But I'll leave it up to you really, because I will probably stick till the end. I'm very good in the final. Heatmore we wouldn't mind losing, but if it's got Fire Lash, it's good. Do like Fire Lash. One of the more underrated moves. And an excellent Trick Room to completely throw off Raichu's strat there. Yeah, I will always try to press B as fast as I can. That's my strat, is always press the button as quick as I can. I never sort of... It's the thing I try to get through to people when they're hosting. You need to press B so we can see what the computer wants to do. But Alolan Raichu is a good addition to our collection. Like this is the only way I can technically get an Alolan Raichu at the moment. So I should put a bit of focus on it over anything else. So yeah, that is good. But let's just catch it. And I'll press B and then you can decide. What does the computer want? Trevenant wants it. It's an interesting one. Guess this is up to you, really. I think the normal is good. Because I think it's the Galarian Linoon, so it's pretty much immune in the final. Okay. We went ice. Interesting. We want the items, I guess. What items do we get? I have an expert belt. Feels like I'm going to be pretty good in the final, if I survive. Don't lose all of our lives. But you do have a steel move, don't you? So you should take this out in one go. Beat the ice cream, but it is scary if the computer takes the ice cream. That is a factor we need to make sure we know about. You may have to take this. Yes. It's one of those where it's either none of the computers will want it. Well, I guess the best thing to do is not see what the computer wants to do. Only take it if the computer wants it. Otherwise you can stick with your Duraludon. That's the best way, isn't it? You would rather have the Duraludon in that battle. Because it does have an electric move. But the Raichu is extremely weak in the final. That's the other thing to take into account. And a big steel spike. Yeah, so at least it's a two-turner. It's Weather Ice. Oh no, we still got Heat more to go. Who could do another fire move instead of Sunny Day? Of course it went for Sunny Day. Why? We want this Heat more to go because I swear it's going to keep doing Sunny Day in the final. I swear it will. Just to troll with us. I forgot, do I have Sturdy? Or have I got Sand Force or something? I forgot my move. That's not good. That's not what the goal is. We will continue with this. Hopefully it does enough to beat it, but yeah, between you all, you'll beat it if I miss. There we go. Lovely. So the big problem is I kind of want the Dynamax in the final, don't I? Over you for my weaknesses. Or lack of health, shall we say. Because we know we're made of plastic. One hit, we probably die even if it's a fire shot. Because as we know, we can guarantee the computer. Okay, you're going to go back to the breeding. Let's see what the computer wants to do. Oh, so you could keep it if you want. Computer not wanting to throw things away. Then I might go and do some random encounters. Because I don't really want to be doing too many DAs solo. However easy or hard they could be. I'm probably not going to swap. Not much point. Nothing there makes me better or worse. But as you said, you're going to take this. Right. What should we go and try and get some random encounters on? I might go and try Venipede, you know. As I've mentioned before, I'm in a community that's doing Gen 5. And we're down to like the last like 13, 14. And I believe Venipede's on the list, so we could go there. I was, but it's annoying me a lot, Wooloo. It's one of those where I want to do so many, I don't know where to start. I was going to do Time Pole, but somebody is doing that one, so I don't want to get the Seismitoad yet. Earth Power, that's a dead Duraludon, isn't it? So that's one thing I got to take into account. Like, now I'm doing Woobat or Swoobat on Friend Safari anyway, so there's no point doing Swoobat. I really hate Heatran. Sort of hate more. I started off liking it and now it's turned into a nightmare. Mud slap you, silly toad. Let's go, another Thunderbolt. Okay. At least Raichu's doing its thing. Slap it with some mud. Slap it with the mud. That is what Dugtrio does. It slapped it with the mud. Oof, who would have thought Politoed would have been so difficult to beat? Solar Beam! I do remember this had one of the funniest noises in the original Pokemon games. Look how rubbish that was. All of that work to get it set up. Just to pretty much bounce off it like it was nothing. I hate that I have to do this, but I'd rather make sure you have Max Geyser in the final than something go wrong and we lose it. Ugh. But like we can see ourselves that DAs have lost a lot of popularity compared to the chaos, the numbers we were seeing take part in DAs back in April. And it's not like everybody's completed their dexes off, it's just they're just not as popular as they were. Like, I don't know what made them boom so much in that era, like that couple of months, but they just seem to have died off a bit of popularity. But what's the Switch 2 really done? It's brought out, what, 2 games? If we're honest. It's brought out Mario Kart and that's it. Like most of the other games people will play elsewhere. A lot of people haven't got a Switch 2. Or is it that you think more people are just on Scarlet and Violet again? Trying to shiny hump now you can see more than 15 Pokemon in a go. But then the speed of this is a lot better, which is the other thing you've got to take into account. You fly through the DAs and all the cutscenes and everything. Right, we got 3 lives for Blacephalon. It's not the best scenario, but the biggest problem is this Heat Maul. If it uses Fire Lash, Sunny Day, we probably lose. If it uses Fire Lash, we're fine. It shouldn't use Sunny Day. There's no reason why it needs to use Sunny Day. Like, it wouldn't use a fire move on this, or it wouldn't want to use the grass move. So why would it? I think we just go for the win. I think me and you do enough damage to win this. If I'm honest, and I think the Raichu may attack, or it will do Electric Surge. It's going to do one of the two, isn't it? Probably Electric Terrain, whatever it's called. Yeah, oh, it's using Sunny Day. Come on, Heatmore. Who gave us the dumbest NPC in the world? Okay, we've won then. We've won. Because your max, guys, is 100% going to do half damage. It's just this thing, once it gets charging up, it's very difficult to beat. But it didn't charge up, so it went bye-bye. But if anyone else would like to do some DAs, let me know, and we can do some more. But GG, and good luck. Can we get to 20 shinies by the end of today, or not? That is the biggest question on the table. I would love it if we could. Like, this game is going to be the hardest to get shinies in. I'm not going to deny it. That is not a shiny Raichu. That's a fact. Nor an ice cream. Nor a Politoed. What about Pennywise? No? Okay. Pennywise eluded me again. Sadly. And no shiny for Mr. Belgium. Well, thank you for taking part in a couple of DAs. I guess we'll go and do our odd bits and running around until we get some more DA friends today. The town map. There is an Abra in the chat if anyone wants it. And we need to heal first, because we did all our moves, so we may as well heal. We may as well try and catch the Abra, right? Why not? Do we check the Pokeball lottery? I don't think so. So what would be best if we're doing Venipede? Probably the old Creamy, but they're all going to be low level, so I don't think it matters that much actually. I think they'll be about level 20-ish, give or take. Now, where is the forest? Is it here? Fast travel to there. Thank you for the luck, Mr. Belgium, and good luck with the breeding. We don't need to worry about him. He's not a problem right now. We can get the milk tank, I guess, but no. Oh, there's Lillipups in there, I always forget. Pelipper? Right. If there's no Venipede, then I'll figure something else. Tangles. There we go. There is Venipede, that's good. Yeah, so we'll start with a few Venipedes, I guess. Why not? What is it, level 15? Yeah, that's right. Because I am not champion, nothing has level scaled up. Because I cannot be bothered to do the championship stuff. Because it does not benefit me in any way when it comes to shiny hunting. Like, the only thing I can see, if I'm not mistaken... Oh, we also need one of these, so we might try this. The only thing it will benefit me is I can get the Swords of Justice shiny, but we'll probably do that on the sword save, the shield save even. That'll be the plan there. So like, this is why I didn't level it up. I just love having everything at low levels. There's not much point going over the top with the levels in this game. You get nothing for getting things at level 60-ish, so why not stay low? We know this will have a great ball design on the top if it is shiny, so again, another thing I don't really need to worry too much about. So we'll focus on just beating it. But yes. But as we've mentioned before, we may one day start doing a Mario Kart stream. I just feel like it could be fun. I'm not sure how confident I am to do it, because I would rather have a lobby with people in chat, or at least one or two in chat, and then people can join rather than doing the competitive side, because it's really unsatisfying doing that, because I'm usually the worst driver. But it is fun. It's also a lot harder to keep up with chat, not gonna lie. We tried it a bit with Mario Kart 8, so we didn't really get too far with Mario Kart 8. We did a couple of streams, but most of the time it was just me having to play competitive, and it was a bit boring. But of course I get poisoned. I think I don't get hurt by poison after each move, right? What do we get? Another little fungus. I always forget which way round these two are. Only if we miss Ice Beam is it bad. So that's 18, so it's a bit of a bounce between a few. Right, what else is here? The only thing is they're quite small in the grass, both of these, and they're quite hard to see. Maybe we do stick to Wooloo, I don't know. I really don't know. This is the hardest part of doing these, because you've got to try and think of a target that makes the most sense. But you've also got to make sure that you don't miss something easy to find. And Wooloo has been such a long-term target. It feels like I may just have to do a stream one day. We go for Wooloo till it shines or something silly like that. But if we just do DAs, then we only end up bringing in people who want to do a DA and then leave. So you sort of go backwards. But yeah. Because at the end of the day, we are the entertainer. We want to make people enjoy shiny hunting again. Which is why we picked the hardest game to shiny hunt in. Of course, that's how it works. But yeah, we'll just keep going. And going and going and see what we end up with. Let's go. Happini? I did not know Happini turned up in this grass. I'm not gonna lie. Really not gonna lie. That would be well, again, we're just gonna take on everything at the bottom here. See what ends up being shiny, I guess. This would be a dream scenario, one of these, because they're quite rare. Like, this is the thing, like, when I was doing some previous studying, I was looking to see which games or what to get. So one of my ridiculous, ambitious projects was to build a living dex. Basically a switch to living dex, which meant we had to get one Pokemon from the origin of every game, if that makes sense. So I'd have to get one of every Kantomon from the Let's Go that it's in, then the other Let's Go, then BDSP, Sword and Shield, and everything. And it wouldn't be just like one Bulbasaur, it would be an Ivysaur, a Venusaur. And I think I worked it out that there was something stupid like 5,000 odd Pokemon that we would have had to get. And that was not taking into account the variation exclusives. So some were probably wrong. But it was very interesting to do that, but when I was doing it, it was amazing when you go through some of the generations, and it was pretty much it's either in this game or in Paldea. There wasn't. There's a couple obviously not in either, but there's not many that are in both. If that makes sense, outside of legendaries. But that was going to be a very ambitious project. Like, I was always looking for some form of challenge because I always want to make my streams feel like some form of challenge rather than just I'm going to shiny hunt this today. And that's always been my goal because at the end of the day, I personally like watching a challenge video or a stream. And that's kind of what we wanted to make it. And that's what this challenge is. Very long lasting one, but also not one where if you miss one, you've missed everything. So it's a long term challenge where everybody can kind of come and go, see how things are going, see the updates, just relax and do some shiny hunting. They control with certain go and hunt for this, go and search for that. That is also something on the table. A big plus to it as well, where we have like the instant bingo start, where we have to stop what we're doing and get some cards out. Another one is you pick a hunt for 30 minutes, etc, etc. I don't want to get locked into too many. Definitely don't want the Tangler though. A Peony? You're not what we're after. I'm just hoping I don't get too many of the Legends Arceus Pokemon though. They're the ones I really don't want to waste in this, or especially this game. If anything gets hunted in this game, it really needs to be the ones that are more exclusive. Tangler, go away. Another fungus. But random encounter hunting is one of the hardest to enjoy. I'll be honest, it's the original way of doing it, which is why so many people really enjoy it. If I'm honest, like, it is crazy. I could not have done this back in the day. Thank you for the shiny up, McMannery. How are you? Have you managed to find some internet? Our challenge is still going relatively well, I think. We could be better off, I imagine, but it happens. We've had a few. Well, the thing is, last week we pretty much doubled our total, which was really good. So last week we had about 3 days where we got 3 shinies. Lucky for you, I guess. But yeah, we had last week we had the event spawn, so we got Plusle and the Dene. We ran into a Carcol. We had some good luck in Legends Arceus midweek, but the last 2 Legends Arceus have been a bit slow. We did get a random encounter in this game, which was the Squovit. And I know that these don't look like Wooloos, but trust me, they are. I am in a community that shiny hunts the Pokedex in order, and we're in Gen 5. And we need Venipede, Among Us. I think we need Excavalier. So this seemed like a good little area to come and have a little go at shiny hunting, because nobody was really up for DAs today, so I don't want to do solo DAs at the moment. I know they're faster, but I may do some more after this, I don't know. But random encountering shiny hunting is the original, is the thing that drove people into it to start with. So I should put more effort into it. It's just one of those that's quite hard to enjoy solo, I've always found. Hence why I want to do races and things where chat can get involved. And yeah, that's kind of my long-term goals and hopes and wishes for this. I don't know if it's going to be true, whether it's going to work, but hey. it all counts, right? We just work our way through it and see. Yeah, I'm quite relaxed with how we do this night. I know I could probably put some music in the background, but I don't want to get copyrights and stuff because I usually just upload the VOD straight up to YouTube. But because I know I've got to do so many of these, I've just got to bite the bullet and do some when it's a quieter day. You haven't caught any shinies in the mainline games yet. I've played it on and off since Gen 1, so I have the respect for things like this either way. Yeah, I never really knew much about shiny hunting, to be honest. I got the obvious shiny with gold and silver, etc. Stopped playing because I didn't really know what to do in Gen 3, because it was before the world of somebody being able to give you a quick guide online. And never played Gen 4, 5, 6, 7 until much, much later. Certain things were happening in the world, shall we say. We can figure out what they were. And I thought, you know what, I want something to do over the winter. And I bought myself a Switch with Brilliant Diamond, Sword, and then Legends Arceus came out about 2 months later. So yeah, that's kind of what brought me back. And then I found a community that does an insane Crazy Nuzlocke. Not Neil's one, another one. And was playing that for nearly 2 years. So I went back and played everything on the 3DS. Still have, well, the 3DS is actually right here, because I've been charging it up today. We have our brick that we love, our little 3DS. I lost the grip somehow. I don't know how. I was playing it, touched the grip, and it fell off, but I cannot find where it went. I'm confused like mad. But I'm basically just doing Friend Safari for shinies at the moment. But I don't think I could ever do the 1 in 8,000 odds. Never could. It's just the way that most of these games have offered an easier way of doing shiny hunting, which is why I've kind of got involved with it. Like, as I said, like, I only really started doing more serious shiny, well, more attempts at streaming, shall we say, when about December time, when I came up with the idea is I want to make a YouTube video. My YouTube video design idea was I want to do 31 hours hunting in Legends Arceus and see how many shinies I get. So I streamed like the hour-long recording just to see what it was like. Had a lot of fun. Then I did followed that up with how many shinies can I get out of 100 sandwiches, and it just sort of barrel rolled down like that. Really, we just kept going and going. Like, we did try a bit of just Let's Play in February, because I had set up a big challenge for March, and we were trying to play the new Pokemon Snap, which is fun, but a little bit harder to do on stream. Probably could put a lot more time in it. It was more the story of how long it took to get the game that took over for that. I had planned to do about 2 to 3 weeks on it, just to see if I could max out all of the stars, but it got lost in the post, and then I fell behind, and then they released the Shiny Manaphy event in BDSP, so we did a Let's Play on BDSP with the desire to try and build a living dex. Gave up on the building the living dex and then got beat by Cynthia, but used the save file to set up for Arceus. But then we did shiny hunting every dark type Pokemon in March. We did okay, but not as well as I had hoped. Could have been a lot better. We got about, I want to say I got 20-ish, so that sort of went a bit out of hand. You've only ever been a competitive player, so never got into so hard, but it sounds like your products are just about as big as... they're probably not as big as Neil's, though. Neil's is a lot more thinking, Mine don't involve thinking. Mine involve playing and just relaxing. I did look at when Violet was first released. I started tinkering with competitive, but I don't have the patience for it. If somebody turned around and said, "Do you want to make a draft team?" Count me in. I'll go and do a draft league. I'll have a ball because I love draft mode. Like I love it in fantasy football over normal fantasy football. Draft mode was way more interesting. But I always get put off with competitive because a lot of people generally use the same Pokemon. I like seeing weird strategies, which is what draft mode presents for you. I always found when I was watching it. I was watching the PM7 one because he does that, doesn't he, a bit? Like the old Forever Lock was a bit like Neil's project, if not harder. That was trying to get everything into a Hall of Fame, but you had to play every game like a Nuzlocke. You could only have 3 fully evolved Pokemon. At least with Nils, you have a box that you can rotate the Pokemon around. That's the big plus that he has. Yeah. Incineroar and Urshifu can actually be used. Yeah, that's what really put me off a lot. Like, I do sometimes. I used to watch it a little bit more when it was on because they put them all on Twitch, don't they? You can watch the competitive battles. Apart from the amount of talking between the fights, it's really interesting once the fights get going. But there's like a 20-minute natter about things, and it gets really boring. I will probably invest some time into Champions when it comes out. That's definitely going to happen. I really want to see what that is. I know the basics of it, but it would be interesting to see how it plays out. Can you use rental Pokemon? Do you have to use your own? Is it going to be play to win sort of thing? They didn't really give too much away, and I guess we are, I want to say, just over a week. Yes, next Tuesday, I think, we got the Pokemon Presents, isn't it? So hopefully we learn more then. That would be really good. Like, I think they said it was free, the way they were advertising it, but it is Pokemon. Hello, Shirio. How are you today? Because where I've only ever played the Alolan ones once, I've never really had a chance to explore what there is to do with the Pokemon. Like, I said from the beginning, like, of all these challenges, if there was a way to do the 3DS or older easily on stream, I would. I would love to. But there is not a way of doing it. Sadly. That's going to die, so we'll just put you to the bottom. I am good, thank you. Is there anything that you would like to talk about, or is it something you want to keep to yourself? But yeah, with the competitive scene, like when the first time, everybody likes using the Among Us for, what's it called? Spore, Rage Powder, just to distract so everything else can set up. I had another streamer friend who did a metronome tournament, which was kind of fun, on Battle Revolution. I got knocked out very early, but it was fun to watch. I'm hoping there could be something similar to that in Champions as well, where you can sort of just set everything up to have metronome. Like on Showdown, you can't do metronome tournaments with every Pokemon because it bans steel types and over so many BST, which is very strange, but I get it. Fair enough. Well, hopefully you can start to feel better soon, and you can watching us fail these shinies will make you smile and laugh, right? That's why we do this. to help turn things around. So far it's been extremely bad. But otherwise it's been no shinies today. But this game is one that I'll be lucky to get a shiny a stream. I'll be lucky to get more than 2 shinies a month, I reckon, with our time in here. Oh, there is the mascot of the series. Why are there only the Pikachus now? I don't want just the Pikachus. Let's destroy this then. Well, I'm going to go and do a couple more DAs now. I've done about half an hour of this, so the key thing is bouncing between the two. And at least with DAs, I can still try and strategize a little bit. Shall we do something a bit silly and just join a random DA? Why not? Let's do a random one. Should we move the story on? Maybe do some Reggie resets? That's an option. No, I don't know. I'll worry about the Reggies another day. They take too long. Not that interested in starting them yet. Right, what do we have? I think we're just going to do anything. We're going to join a completely random lobby and see what we face. This is the fun of DAs. You don't know what you're going to get till you join some random one and it goes a bit crazy. So somebody called Hizzy. Interesting name. Let's see how well this goes. I don't expect this to be a big success, but I'll just put ready because I don't really care. The other side of it is I'm kind of just trying to work my way through the dexes. Oh, we have another person. We're up to 2 or 3. I can count. Watch. Definitely can count. I guess we could almost do a prediction of what you think the type will be, or what the Pokemon will be by the type we see. I will take the answers in the chat. I'm hoping for something nice and easy. If I see ground, I panic because it's probably a Zygarde. That is going to be the biggest challenge for all of this because technically I need more than 1 Zygarde. I probably am going to settle for 3, not 4. And I'm only planning 2 games. It won't take long to speedrun through one. Once we've done Legends Arceus and completed it and got to the Arceus, we will probably drop Arceus once a week for BDSP to get that game set up. But there's not much point doing that until I can get the Azul flute. That's the thing I've got to remember. I need that flute to finish it all off. We have a full squad. That's a good start, I guess. What are you taking then? I'm going to take this then, assuming that you are wanting something weak to ice. That is my guess. And this has metal sound, so it makes sense. And there's another ice move. So this could be a ground type. With Steenie as well. Let's see. It's a psychic type. Okay. I probably don't need to swap them. Very strange choice. That is a bishop on the left, so I imagine the left is the best option. And we went right because that's also an option. I thought the bishop might have been quite good against a psychic type, but no, apparently not. Apparently not. The thing is, psychic is the most common of all the types, so this could be almost anything. And that is the biggest problem. I don't really mind doing this with the crew as such, because if we're all in chat, then you know what you're working yourself towards. So we just kind of work our way along with that. That is the thing. That is the plan. So we'll see what our selections are. Like, it could be quite a lot. I'm quite happy to speculate that the fact that they took ice, what could ice psychic be good for? That is what the big question in my head is. I can't quite put my finger on it. I'm guessing that maybe they wanted the sleeping move to be helpful. If this is like Lunala, I'm pretty sure I don't want to swap. In fairness, I'm the one that doesn't need to swap whatsoever. Because I've got everything pretty much perfect for my team. For a Psychic, I've got X-Scissor, I've got Metal Sound, but it's the rest that's the problem. And that was a strange move, because I swear that one of ours just used Swagger on our own Pokemon. Now, I'm not being funny, it doesn't seem like the smartest strategy. But we'll try it. We'll get an X-Scissor ourselves off. I guess the other thing that's annoying when you do this with randoms is, well, the simple thing. It takes ages to get through the moves. If you do pure solos, you'll always be in control. Because you can switch off the animations and fly through them like nothing is wrong. So I think we win next turn. Again, I'm not swapping. I don't know what people think is a good team for this final. Like, Psychic is so broad. Because you've got the Lake Spirits, you've got Cresselia, you've got Necrozma, the Latioses, Mewtwo. The list goes on. It's a crazy list. There's probably a lot more that I've forgotten as well. But we'll just catch away. There is a feeble in the chat if anybody is after it. But yes, let's see what else this route had, because I had planned to go completely left. If we're going right, it makes me feel like this could be a Solgaleo, because they probably saw the ground type. But then that's bad if it's Solgaleo. And no one wants to swap. What is the water type? The water type. Well, that should be easy to beat, actually. So I'm going to pick this, because I think we want that top left-hand corner one, if I'm honest. Okay, yeah, so this must be Solgaleo. That is why we're doing this route. There's no other reason why we would go this direction. It's as simple as that. We're not Dynamaxing, because we can't do anything to this. We want a Metal Sound, so the grass type can hit very hard. Probably one shot. That's pretty much the plan. There isn't much else to say. But the problem is, if this is Solgaleo, I'm useless in the final. But mind you, the others aren't great. Well, it's a ghost move, I guess. It's not a terrible one, the Jellicent. But then if it is Solgaleo, the Jinx is quite bad, because it's weak to the Still move. So yeah, it's not a good all-round decision here, I don't think, from the team. Jinx has... That's okay. At least we didn't get hit this time. Right. We'll just use an X scissor just to get some chippy off. I know I need some of them for the final, but then if it's still, the bug move isn't going to work either. So I'm really in an awkward position here of not knowing anything that my Pokemon has to offer. But whatever, we win. This round, I think we still have all our lives. Marstomp is not a bad shiny. Let's be honest. I think I'm going to just do a do not invite solo random one next. Because I do like to try and plan them out, but I don't want to have to deal with the humans taking ages to do moves. It would be funny to see what we end up with. Right, so I'm not going to actually say no yet. I want to see what everyone's saying. The problem is, if it's not Solgaleo, this is pretty bad. So maybe I should just say no. That also would make sense, right? Yeah, that is right. Okay. It's very interesting that no one wants to remotely swap. So what could it be? Thank you for alert, Greaves. Good luck with 2K today, I believe. Right, let's move on. We have flying and fighting. So unless that is... We don't want to take that fighting type on, right? So we might as well have to go flying. At least we get some berries. Because like the fighting type's weak to psychic. So why would you go for it? Like on that side we had a ghost type. Could have been very helpful. But let's see. Emolga. Emolga. That's good. We won't use our electric move because I think this may have Volt Absorb. So I will continue my Metal Sound strategy. And then the ice move should do most of the work. Let's see. So away from here, I've been doing some work on my supermarket sim challenge that I've been doing. Well, not a challenge, just playthrough. And I've got to the stage where you make so much money in a day. So that's the thing. I'm looking at that. I'm trying to play that from scratch. Hello, Mr. KPD. You upset him with a Batmobile post. Okay, I did start the Batman thing, didn't I? But I haven't seen the follow-up since the Trotters. I am good though, thank you. How are you? How was the weekend? We had our second race. Didn't win again, but they all work. That's part of my challenge, is to put a few challenges out there for people to join in with our hunts. We pick Sunday because, I don't know yet, I'm testing the waters with different days. Sundays seem to work nicely, and it's one that I'm most likely never going to skip. Saturdays can be a drinky day, and the cinema takes up Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays on rotation. Fair enough. Well, hopefully we can get it finished and we can have the full tour of the KBD Batcave for the new streaming setup. I believe that's what your big goal is, to get it as the streaming setup, so that the littlest KBD has its own room. Are you going to get a dog cam as well? That's the question. That's the question. So when they decide they want to come and sit with you, you can do them. Show the audience the doggos. You are Superman, are you? Okay. Is that a Henry or a David? Or are you a Dean? I'm not going to lie, I kind of thought at one stage that Henry was in the new one for a certain sequence that you probably know with the moment I mentioned without going into it. You just want to be Henry so you can be both a Superman, a journalist, and a super spy. That's why. It's very hard when they recast all of the characters, though. And everyone gets like their favourites. And I saw quite a funny post of comparing the Supermen to the Spider-Men. So Christopher Reeve and Tobey Maguire are the originals, the best. Then they put down Andrew Garfield and Henry Cavill as the one that we never finished, Potential. And then they compared Tom Holland and the Daniel, I think his name's Daniel, as the future. That's the weird way they've looked at it. Does the team want me to Dynamax? Probably. Then it'll hit less hard. Yeah. Yes, and the thing is, The Rock tried to bring him back and rebirth it all, didn't they? But it's very, very complicated. Like, forget opinions on the movie. I like that they didn't pay the actors big, stupid money to do it. Like, as I shared the post, like, David and Rachel got 750k. Nicholas Hoult, much more established actor, got 2 million. So it's 3.5 million for the 3 leads in a Superman movie is ridiculous. Like, that's what made Marvel great at the beginning. Robert Downey Jr. was 250,000 for the first Iron Man. Chris Evans was still trying to find his feet in America, let's be honest, or in Hollywood. I think I read that Chris Hemsworth got 150k for the first Thor movie because he was pretty much a nobody at the time. He was like the soap star and Kirk's dad, and that was about it. I imagine it will skyrocket if they have good agents. I thought Rachel might have been a little bit higher because of her reputation from TV, but they reckon they put a lot of back end percentages on them, so that could help them quite a lot. It's why Tom Hanks' biggest payday is Forrest Gump. It's why there's been some crazy high wages for that. Like, I think DiCaprio's highest is Inception because he took a big pay cut for it, but I put a massive percentage on the end. It's what the smartest actors will do that with these big projects. And to think that it's nice that they were unknown. If you're like, I watch a lot of movies, I know actors, I praise actors for anything that I like. But out of all of them, I have only ever seen that David in one other project, and that was Pearl, where he plays a cinema projectionist who I think gets killed by Pearl, but I can't remember because I'm not the biggest fan of Pearl. But he was a relative unknown, which, like, if you look back at rumours of who was going to be Superman and Batman's, there's been some wacky funny ones. Like, I still remember when David Boreanaz claimed that they wanted him to be Batman before Christian Bale, or he claims he got down to the last 2 or 3. So that's where it's really interesting. Like, the main reason I like the new Superman more is I like that it felt like a comic book. I will always sing the praises of what Christopher Nolan did with the Batman series, but to me they're not comic book movies, they're just action movies with Batman in it. And that's what it felt like they tried to do with Man of Steel. They wanted to make it very actiony, and that happened to be Superman. And the counter argument to all of it is Man of Steel is Superman protecting the Earth from his home, while Superman, this one, is Superman protecting the Earth from humans trying to kill each other. And that's the difference in the story. And that one is more relatable because that happens. The other one is a bit more difficult. That's why you can't compare them, good or bad. Like, I'm the same as you. My first real interaction was the Dean Cain ones, where it was a cheesy little thing with a guy in his underwear and a journalist. And they were kind of fun. And I prefer fun comic book movies. Like, I will stick up for James Gunn because I love the Guardians of the Galaxy. Uh, um, and that's what's good. Like, it's good that they're different. That's the key thing. Like, you could also turn around and say, like, people compare Robert Pattinson to Christian Bale. It's like, how? Like, Christian Bale wouldn't last 5 minutes in that Batman world, but Robert Pattinson wouldn't last 5 minutes in the Nolan Batman world. So they work out perfectly. They're perfectly cast for the world they're put into. They fit the thing. And the other thing with the new Superman is it was more about the supporting characters I liked. I loved... everyone's going to say they love Mr. Terrific. Yeah. But that's the key one to remember. Like, but we do hope that you are going to get better, Sherry, and we hope that our streams can help cheer you up. Even if we are arguing about a man who runs around in his red underwear. Let's check these shinies now. No shinies. What a surprise. That would have been a good shiny moment for a clip, though. I don't want to save that one. That was a perfect run in the end. Yeah, so, like, I was surprised to see, like, Nathan Fillion do his thing, but I've never watched the TV shows, so some of the stuff, which is what I said in my review, is if you don't know much, you are placed into a world where you might miss stuff. Yes, I did. I said, hopefully we can help you feel a bit better with these streams. I don't know if we will, but that's the goal, to make people feel better with our adventures in these games. Then that's why I don't like Superman in general. Like, I have to always say I don't like Superman with the hashtag, with the line. I also don't like Captain Marvel, because if I say I don't like Captain Marvel, people will say you don't like it because it's a woman. And I just don't like how powerful they both are. Like, and I know you've mentioned it to do with Superman's best feature is learning how to not be evil with his power, and I felt this one did the best that I've seen a Superman do. Understand that he has the power, he's doing everything he possibly can to be good, but people don't want it. Man of Steel, he went over the line of what he considered acceptable, and because we never got a Man of Steel 2, we never learnt the true consequences. I know we sort of flirted with it in some of the other movies, like Batman and the Marthas. But yeah, it would have been interesting to see where he went next, rather than... That's why he's the one that's the lost potential, I think's the term for the Cavill one. Like, they kept trying and trying, and nothing quite clicked. The poor bloke didn't stand a chance, really, with Marvel being the juggernaut it was at the time as well. It's very, very hard. Like, they're all competing so heavy with each other. They want so much. Yes, it definitely should have. It's very sad, though, to think that we've missed out on that story. Because the thing is, James Gunn and Zack Snyder, I believe, are very, very good friends, because James Gunn wrote Dawn of the Dead that Snyder directed. So they're very, very close, from what I know. And then, if they had let Zack Snyder release his Justice League, obviously there was more tragic circumstances to why that didn't happen. But if he had been able to let his version of it come out, imagine where the DCU would have been, because his version is 10 times better than the cinematic one, probably more. There's a different level of quality in what he created. It would have been edited down, it would not have been 4.5 hours, but he couldn't finish it because of real life circumstances. And then they just brought in the guy who just makes glorified fancy remakes, and it just didn't work. And cut all the main characters' dialogue down, cut out Cyclops, the machine chap, whatever his name is. Then you kept the Flash actor around with all of the controversy that he's got. It's just been a bit of a PR disaster, and Henry's just, sadly, the good guy in the middle of the mess. That's the sad thing about it. He's done nothing wrong. Like, Gal Gadot's had her controversies. Ezra Miller, as we said, like, Josh Whedon's obviously come under a lot of stick for his behaviour. And then you have like Batgirl that got cancelled when it was finished and is probably lurking somewhere that may get released one day. It's completely finished, it just needs a bit of editing and polishing from what they said. But then the counter to it all is, where does it all connect? Welcome back, Jensky. We haven't got too much further on our shiny decks, I'll be honest. We got one more yesterday. But yeah. We've had a little bit of a dry spell. We've had 4 streams with 1 shiny. But as we say, like, because of like the movie experts studying research that I've done, well, I'm not like a perfect person that knows how to make a movie. I tend to know who's in what got made, where and when, etc., etc. It's always been a big hobby and passion of mine. But that's why we know too much more than we need to. That's why I don't like it when somebody said, like, we both love Sinners. They said it was a flop, and Ben Stiller called them out and said, how can you call a movie that made 80 million in a weekend a flop? That was funny. But it's the sad state of Hollywood at the moment, like, or reporting. Like, I've noticed a lot of it is no longer proper reporting. It's all opinion based, and that's not what journalism should be. It should be facts. And as I said, Sinners got branded a flop, but Formula One did about the same money, cost more to make, and didn't get called a flop. The fact that Sinners is in that top 10 of the year is ridiculous to think. Like, and Final Destination, I was so surprised to see the numbers that had made this year. Considering it's pretty a standard Final Destination movie. There's nothing good, extra good about it. I'm going to actually take this Pokemon because I want Drizzle for the final. But we have the thing is, we have Jurassic World, Superman, and Fantastic Four this month. That is outrageous to think. That is also something that's really causing problems in the box office. Like, I like what Fantastic Four looks like. It feels like it's in, it's pretty much guaranteed to be in a different universe, probably, maybe time zone. I'm not sure which is what they're going with, but it looks brilliant. It looks like it's going to be different to everything else. I say this a lot about horror movies, is a lot of horror movies all look very, very similar, and as soon as you start changing the camera style of how they're shooting things, though Ty West is the best example with the Maxine trilogy. Everything looked different about that movie. All 3 of them, they had a distinct style of old looking horror, and I loved it. So that was why I'm a big fan of what he did. But most of them all just look like, found footage is looking so clean at the moment, it doesn't feel grainy and horrible, which is what made found footage so special. Because at the moment we've got the legacy sequel to I Know What You Did last summer, with Freddie Prinze and Jennifer Love Hewitt returning. So that'll be interesting. That is due out Friday. I still don't know if I could be bothered to go and see it, but it depends what time they're showing it. Like, I don't like going to the cinema in the evenings. I'm sick and tired of it. I hate people when I go to the cinema. I always tell the same story. Went and watched Jurassic World 2 or 3 weeks ago. Somebody filmed every single dinosaur scene. Not one, every time a dinosaur came out, their phone was up and it was like that, staring at the camera. And it just made me so pissed off, and I just struggle to deal with people in the cinema at the moment. Well, this is not a good selection, because if the computer takes one of these, we probably lose. So, oh no, this has Thunder Punch. Why did I pick the thing with a lightning move? And then, like my Nosferatu screening, I had 2 people doom scrolling throughout the last hour of the movie. All they were doing, like a packed cinema, first screening of the movie, and they were just sat in there, just like scrolling down their phone for the whole movie, and it's just like, I just wanted to grab their phones and lob them down the stairs and say, you know, I don't care. Is that bad? Am I the bad guy if I do that? I don't think I am. I think I'm the good guy. But I might be wrong. Thunder Punch on me, I bet. Of course. And I somehow survived, which is not good. Because that means I have to do. Well, welcome in, Harlock. How are you doing? It's one of those joke things about how you should react at the cinema to bad people. People who are bad, no cinema etiquette. I just get a bit frustrated with people who can't just sit there for a couple of hours without needing to stare at their phones, talk. I'm actually getting to that grumpy old man stage where I get angry that people have smart watches in the cinema because they just flash the whole way through the film, and because I struggle to not pick up light as such. That's why I can't sleep during the day. Any light, not sleeping whatsoever. So I get really annoyed when anyone is flashing their phones around. I do it all the way through the trailer. I don't care. If you want to take a silly picture of the movie's ratings, fine. As soon as the movie starts, put your phone away. So I don't mind. Like, I understand some people do it when they're at home. Like, I will do it at home, but it's one of those really frustrating things. It's taken over. Like, you imagine when we were younger, you wouldn't have wanted to get your phone out. You might have fidgeted a bit, but it's just the way everyone's glued to their phones now, and it's become the norm to everything in life. Because when I go in there and there's kids in there, the kids are perfect. They don't make any problems. It's just the adults. It also depends where people sit. Like, I sit in the top corner because I like to have one side where I 100% guarantee no one's sitting next to me. But I've tried, it's probably because I've always sort of pushed myself to never be too reliant on needing to stare at my phone all the time. I would do a bit here and a bit there and I'll put it down. But I know some people that just need to text all the time or see what's going on, like, as I say, the doom scrollers. But let's see if we did get a shiny, because that looks a little bit shiny, I'm not going to lie. But it's not. It's not light enough. No to the Helipper, no to the Munchlax, and no to the Blacephalon. Would you be interested in joining in some DAs or not? I think that's where it can get a bit frustrating when you go to the cinema, because it's the unknown illnesses that sometimes make people do the things that do because they don't realise what's going on. If that makes sense, like, which is where it can be unfair to be really horrible and break stuff with people. It's just, as I say, I'm from the older generation where I can just quite happily sit there for 2 hours, watch a movie, and go and do my thing afterwards. Or shall I go for another simple Blacephalon? Fair enough. What are you radar hunting today? Oh, I'm going to do them solo then. I'm one of the few people that gets, like, I got the Odeon card, so I can go as much as I want for the £20 a month, rather than pay £20 a visit. That's where I've got quite lucky with where everything goes for mine. There is another Polytoad. We should go this way first. The style, okay. That shouldn't be too difficult. I'm going to be learning how to radar hunt eventually. One day. I'm just a bit further behind. I don't want to open the game until I have actually finished Legends Arceus, because I want to be able to get the Azure Flute for this challenge. Like, this challenge, as we said before, we started brand new saves. So that's why it's taken a little bit longer to do everything. And I didn't realise it was going to use that move. That's annoying. I would have Dynamaxed. I really wasn't expecting that move. So we'll try and lower its special defense now. Okay, I get that. In the trophy garden, okay. I haven't spent enough time to really know enough about BDSP. Like, I've played through it and beat Cynthia a couple of times, but I've never really played it much afterwards, because, as I mentioned many times, when I first got my Switch, I got Brilliant Diamond Sword, and then Legends Arceus came out about 2 or a month later, so I was kind of just beating the champion and then moving on to the next game. And I never really went back to BDSP. I'm not someone who says it's rubbish. I don't really mind some of the design qualities. Oh, I know the story, don't worry. I finished it, but I know it's just trying to do a lot of the, like, post-game stuff. I've done the Arceus stuff, if you get what I mean. I've caught an Arceus. But the thing that annoys me with BDSP is that I cannot get Darkrai or Shaman anymore. Morning, how are you today? We're back on Blacephalon DAs for a little bit. They are open lobbies if people want to join, but at the moment it's just me. DAs have gone quiet again, sadly. How is the Volo fight going? I don't want to take this. Okay, it would have been nice if one of you did. I am playing with the computer and I can't trust them. Please don't lose me 2 grass-type Pokemon for this battle. I can lose 1, but not both. That's not good. Well, PLA, it's... I've finished PLA so many times, but you can't unlock the Arceus until you catch the Arceus in BDSP, which is why I want to save it for a bit. And then for this ambitious challenge, shall we call it, I will then be cutting out a day of Legends Arceus to do the BDSP day. So basically work my way through everything, little by little. Yes, no. Don't know. We'll do this. Yeah. Are you like level 100-ish or not? Or are you still just doing a bit on the side? But yeah, when it comes to BDSP, I did do a little tiny bit of radar hunting. Like, X and Y is actually my favourite game to shiny hunt at the moment. If it's still a strange one to say, but I do like myself a little bit of X and Y. It's the odd bits that go round with it, to be honest. They keep me going the most, really, because I'm doing Friend Safari at the moment, because I went and I discovered I could add people still. You're still waiting to become champion to beat the Elite Four. We should be in Edge, yes. We should be, that's what I say. But yeah, I'll wait for them to finish before properly replying. Be champion to beat the Elite Four. I'm slightly confused with that, but do I have to risk taking this? So let's see if we can finish off this Toad. See if we can get it done and moved on. Not the cat. I can safely say in all my time in BDSP I've never had a shiny. But yes, so we were in it. I think we finished now. You're still waiting to become champion to beat the Elite Four. I'm gonna have to take this just because I can't risk them not. Boldor's better to keep. But yeah. And then we can take this water one. Well, that's a Seismitoad. It has Screech. That's okay. Yeah, so I would imagine the easiest way to beat Vola would be to just try and get your Pokemon up to level 100. And one of the easy ways to do that is to go and beat up the Blissey in the Obsidian Fieldlands every time. Just respawn over there. We'll go for this. So your cat didn't break the chain, but saved the chain. It probably saw the Starly and was trying to hunt it for you. That's what it was. It was a friendly one. But as we mentioned, we've got this really wacky challenge. So I started brand new saves on all of these games. And the idea is to build the Shiny Living Dex from scratch. Do little shiny hunting events where people can claim the spare shinies. Each game has a shiny vault as such that when we do races people can claim. So the interesting thing is we've done 2 races, we've had 2 different winners, and none of them would want to have claimed a shiny from the vaults. So, but it's good that we sort of got on with it. We enjoyed the races, which was the key thing. This weekend we're doing Scarlet and Violet, and it's going to be whoever can catch the most poison type Pokemon. Yes, thank you. That was like what I thought. Like, if I'm going to do shiny hunting, I need to do something that is long term now. Like, I can't just go, I'm going to hunt bug types for a month. I need something long term that can then sort of go hand in hand with this month we're going to go for the bug type Pokemon, and if that makes sense. And so this challenge could take years. I don't mind. It's fine if it does. And that's the good thing about it. Like, if it does take ages, more people can come along and support, see how we are. Like, I've got the shiny Dex thing that only has the shinies that we catch on it. Like, all the things I get offline don't count towards this challenge. So if I find, like, for example, if I go and help Julia do the DAs and I get a shiny, it's not going to count to anything I've done on this. So that's kind of why I'm doing it this way. And they all just become Vault Pokemon pretty much that people can claim. Like, my original Shiny Living Dex is about 30 to 40% done, I think. Maybe less. I think. I haven't been in too much because most of our streams are quite late, or I've got like 8 tabs open at once. So it's a bit hard to keep on top of everything. But I think she got the Lugia the other day. I know that much because we both got a Lugia within a couple of days. But I think it's been a bit of DAs and a little bit of radar, but I'm not sure how much else. It's hard to keep up with, like, I keep just following more people, and then suddenly you go online and there's like 8 or 9 people on at once, and it's like, where do I go? What do I do? Um, but that sadly that goes into my old decks, so it doesn't count to this challenge. So one day, people might have a chance to claim it as a prize. So when we start getting duplicates of the legendaries, currently there is a way to win or claim one from gifted subs, but I've only got Rayquazas and Moltres that are available. So yeah, that's kind of where we're sat at it. And I guess the other side that makes it difficult with the streamers is sometimes you want to go in there just to have a catch up with them, not necessarily watch them play the game, and then when they play the game you go to the next one. What is the current team you've got then, and sort of around the levels? Let's check our shinies quickly. No on the Stunfisk, and the Politoed, and the Seismitoad. And of course it's not a shiny Blacephalon, because the game hates me a lot. And let me just get Bolo's team up so I can see what we have to deal with. Then I can get Bolo in Arceus. We save Blacephalon. We'll probably go back into Blacephalon. So let's just green snap this. So he starts with the Spiritomb. Okay. I'll get the screenshot, then I can come back into here, because Cerebi is a horrible, horrible website. It always lags whenever I'm on it. Okay, so we know that there's a double one at the end. Cresselia is level 70 and boosted. Okay. Yeah, I just want to double check moves as well. I get a bit... When I try to give the advice for these moves, I just need to physically see it to get the complete understanding of what I'm facing. So, have you got a fairy type on your team? That's the key thing I need to know. Gardevoir is level 73. Okay, so you got Gardevoir, Cresselia. Who else do you have? You don't need to put the levels, just let me know the 6 that you've got, and then I'll try to give you some advice. What do we say we're facing? Not the worst pick, I guess. Oh, that's the how creamy. You better not take Ditto. Because I'm still trying to put my team together for it. Right, let's see. We do have one water type, 2 water types, so we're probably going left. Now, Electivire would be fantastic for Togekiss. Potentially a good backup for Garchomp as well. We have our own Sigilif for this battle. That's fun. You also have a Garchomp. Which one hits harder? So probably go with that. So Garchomp is for Lucario and Arcanine, I would imagine. So you still Thing is, I'm guessing you take too much damage against the Spiritomb from what you said for your teams at the moment. That's what I'm looking at, and I just feel like Spiritomb is strong with... Snorlax is a good choice for bulk, yes, and it does learn some really funky moves like Headlong Rush. So it's a good backup for the Arcanine. It's not great for Lucario because that's going to hit so hard, but the rest it's good. Typhlosion. So that one would be good for Lucario and Roselia, or Roserade. So... And what is the final Pokemon? And then I'll try to give you a strategy and potentially offer some moves that can help. But thank you for the follow. Hopefully we can help with this. Like, doing these weird solving problems in these battles has always been something I love doing anyway. We don't want this ourselves. It's got Rain Dance. Might be good. But I would like the Barraskewda, please. I'm not going to swap myself. Hopefully Noah does. And what is the final Pokemon? With Spiritomb, something with a dark move, but then Garchomp can take it out. Well, that's why I would like... So you've only got a team of 5, is that? Gardevoir, Cresselia, Electivire, Garchomp and Typhlosion. If that's what I see. So the first thing I would say is... so the simple way I do a lot of my battles is pick one to beat each Pokemon. I know this isn't going to be the best bit of help right now, but if you're facing Spiritomb, your Gardevoir is weak to the ghost moves. Oh, you're running 2 Garchomps. Okay, that probably needs to swap out a Garchomp, I would say. I think you need to get more of a pure dark type, if possible. That could be a lot of help for you. Because Garchomp is only really good against Lucario and it's weak to itself. Like Luxray is funky to use, yes. If you want something easy to get prepared. So the thing is, when you go up against the Spiritomb, if you use your Gardevoir, you're weak to it. So, yes, you can hit it hard, but it's going to hit you hard, and so is the Cresselia. So at the end of the day, you're not getting a big advantage on that. If you have like a pure fairy type or a dark type, you're going to get a lot more damage done to the Spiritomb to start things off. One of my favourites to use is actually... Yeah, Cresselia is weak to the ghost and the dark, but it's bulky. So it could be just start spamming Agile Moonblast, but make sure you get Agile moves in early. Make sure you're using Agile for everything. It's better to use Agile and take one big hit than to use Strong Style and you're going to get hit 3 or 4 times before you get another go. He also has a Giratina as well. It does work. That's a good pick as well. It does do a lot of damage. It's the ghost and normal type works quite well because then it's going to aim for Dark Pulse on you, but that's going to do a lot of damage. That's the thing. Spiritomb's always been a bit of the problem when you face Cynthia. You need something that's extra strong against everything there. I don't want a Dynamax against this. So if you take out Spiritomb, Roselia should be fine with your 2 psychic types. Togekiss is fine with your Electivire. Arcanine, Garchomp's got sorted, not a problem, quad weak. Lucario is going to be weak to the steel moves that the Garchomp, or the ground moves that Garchomp has. And your Typhlosion is also a backup for fire moves. And the Garchomp is sorted out relatively comfortably. Yeah, Mamoswine could be good too. It's the Giratina. Have you got to the Giratina yet? Is that where you're stumbling as well? Could that be what it is? It's not so much the 6 that he's got, it's the rest of the battle that's causing problems. Then it's so you can beat Volo's 6, but the Giratina then is causing a lot of problems. I get that. So I would say that Zoroark could be very good against the Giratina. In a weird way, because you can use ghost moves on it and it can't use the ghost moves on you. But the thing is, you're taking on Giratina with 2 Garchomps and 2 psychic types and a ghost type. So 5 of your team is weak to Giratina. You need to find some, like, another thing to look at, Gardevoir can learn Ice Beam from the Mastery place. That would be very broken to give to it. And for the pre-battle. But the problem is, at the moment, you've got 5 of your team that are weak to Giratina. That's going to be a problem. That's why it's very difficult. I understand you want to use them because they're good Pokemon. I would consider getting rid of one of the Garchomps for, even if it's something as basic as a Gyarados. That's bulky, good coverage, usually pretty fast. And that could help you quite a lot. I think a Gyarados or another water type. Gastrodon is also very good for this battle. Gets especially gets like the Arcanine, the Lucario, the Garchomp. Bit weak to the Roserade, granted. If you can bait that out very early, that's very helpful for you. That's the thing you've got to remember. You kind of need to bait out the next Pokemon in the battle. So if you have 4 left going into Giratina, say, that's very helpful. Did we lose? No, we got the Barraskewda. Okay, this isn't the worst team. We've got 2 lives left. Well, didn't realise I lost that many. But I think that's where it sort of becomes difficult, because if you put Garchomp out, it's going to use a Dragon move on you. If you put Typhlosion, it's going to use a Ghost move. If you put your Psychics out, it's going to use the Ghost moves. But the other thing, if you've got 4 left and you're facing just the Giratinas, just make sure 100% that you are doing Agile, because you want control of the battle. If you start just doing basic move or strong style, you do damage, but you lose your chance to do the moves. You can use the fire against the Rose, yes. I'm thinking more just the Giratina battle, that there's 5 of the team is weak to Giratina. Hello Volt, welcome back. How are you today? We've just been doing a couple of DAs and a few random encounters. We're just helping strategize for a Volo battle. The other thing is Electivire can probably learn Ice Punch, which could be helpful too. I am good, thank you. As we say, we've been doing well with our shinies. We're up to 19. We will probably do 1 more at least after this. I'm not sure how many more. And I've just been in Bucephalon again, so that's nice. But that would be the best bit of advice I would say, is I think at the moment you've got a couple too many of repeat typings. Yeah, try to get a very, very good variety on your team. Like Cresselia Another one that's very good that you haven't mentioned, if you want to just hit hard, is Miss Magius. But we can do one of these if you want to. Are you happy with Blacephalon? Or would you like to try a different Pokemon? But first of all, we'll check our shinies to see whether we did get a bit of luck. Because the team well, we'll check the shinies, then I'll go through my team. Sigilif, not shiny. No one the Barraskewda, or the Wartortle, or the Blacephalon. Okay. This game hates me. So the team that I'm... Okay. Well, I'll probably only go do one or two more. If you go into the main village, you know where you can do the battle, there's like a battling area in the corner. If you go there and speak to the lady, well, I think it's a lady who stood right in the doorway, she asks you if you want to teach a Pokemon a move. And for like 3,000 you can teach different Pokemon different moves, basically. Okay, well, we'll set up Blacephalon and I'll put the code in and we'll go, and then we've been using the date so less people jump in that we don't know. Okay, it is up and ready for you to join. So like my plan for the Volo fight is probably Togekiss, Roserade, Typhlosion at the moment. I'm also looking at there's something else I've got on my team from day one, but I've got a Gardevoir. So they're like my 4 backbones. I'm looking at Goodra because it's got Steel moves as well. So it takes away some of the weaknesses from the fairy moves. Okay, we will head off on this one. But I haven't quite figured out the rest of my team yet. But this is a fire ghost type, so we would like things like dark, water, ground, rock. Water is the dream scenario, I'll be honest. Because if you get the drizzle up, you probably win in one go. But we got to be smart that the computer won't take the bad stuff too. We already need the computer to swap. Miltank is a pain to beat. Not gonna lie. I think we're gonna have to go right. But the most difficult thing is just being prepared for each battle, and like, how many Pokemon have you sort of been having left when you faced Giratina? That's the next question, I think, is more. As we said, it looks like you can beat the 6 without a problem. It's the Giratina that's causing all of the problems. So you're down to just 1. Okay. And you're not taking... because you don't get a real good chance to revive either, which is a bit annoying. So, with what... And what are you leading with for the Spiritomb? Is it Cresselia or Gardevoir? The team currently is Cresselia, Gardevoir, Electivire, Typhlosion, and 2 Garchomps. At the moment, they're all about over level 70, but not much higher. It's a difficult team. I think you can work around a lot of them, but I think 1 Garchomp 100% needs to go, and then the rest we can work around with. It's the Spiritomb that I think is taking too long to beat. The rest of that team can handle the base team relatively comfortably. And Dragon. We got a Jinx. Yeah, I think with what we've got, so you're doing it like a hardcore Nuzlocke, is it? Or a hardcore level cap? You don't want to go over level 70, personal choice, or too hard to level up, is that what you mean? I don't think either of us need this one, to be honest. That is one that is being talked as an option. And we want to go right because we don't want the Maractus because it's got Storm Drain, even though it's an amazing shiny. If you feel like it, you can gamble here, not a problem. How many star ratings do you have then? Because they should obey you at level, unless they've been transferred in from another game. So maybe, I know you've mentioned about doing the deck stuff first, maybe it could be worth trying to get some of the deck stuff done so you get the obedience star rating sorted out. Oh, we got a Golurk. That's pretty good for this final. That's what I thought. I think you can't catch anything over a certain level unless you've got a star rating, but you have 6 stars. Were any of the Pokemon transferred in, or are they all things you were given / caught? If you caught it, that might be why. What level is it that they all obey you? Is it 7 or 8? Or is it literally the top one? Because I thought it was... Because I know you've mentioned about doing the star ratings in the past. Or doing the Pokedex. So maybe it could be worth putting a bit of time into the Pokedex. So you don't want to get them to level 100, but you can catch a lot of them at level 60 plus now with massive mass outbreaks though. Surely, from what I remember. But I thought once you've beaten Dialga, everything obeyed you, wasn't it? Or is it actually connected to the star ratings? Well, we might as well try and catch a Wooloo. Why not? I know, I've lost the copy and paste. I can't be bothered. Because I'm going to potentially try the Volo battle on Wednesday. I want to do a bit of the story. Because I need to go and get the genies anyway. So, again, if you want this one, you can take this. It does have a dark move, which would be kind of good, and a rock move. But I think Gastrodon is going to be your best pick for the final. That seems like the sensible too. Like, I think everyone wants to use Gardevoir because it's been a favourite in the past, hasn't it? So I think if you take this Gastrodon, you can Dynamax if possible. The poison's not as big a problem, but it's the fairy typing that makes people pick it, I think. Because it's immune to the dragon, it's strong against the dragon types, it can learn Ice Beam, grass moves. That's what I mean by people get drawn to it. That's the thing. Yeah, I said that people get drawn to it because of the typing. I didn't say it was the best typing. That's the thing. It's one of those that people think is going to be... It's good for most battles, but then like that one, it's not great. And the Pokemon I like using most late game is actually the Samurott. Because it's got the dark move that does continual damage. And things like Stealth Rock. I've mentioned before, one of the other things that's very crucial for that battle is Draining Kiss, Drain Punch, Giga, Mega Drain, whatever. They're all fantastic moves. Garchomp better and resist Giratina and Aura Sphere. Yeah. But yeah, that's the thing. When it comes to some of these typings, it's just like some of the residual damage, like Stealth Rocks, continues to hit, which is really good. The Dark move that the Samurott learns is very good for it. And that's why I kind of like using them as my picks. I'm going to Dynamax here so you can take this Gastrodon for the final. And you can Dynamax in the final. That's going to be the plan, I think. It's going to get some big hits off on us, but that's just bad luck, I guess. But it shouldn't be too difficult. But we're trying to strategize our own team at the moment. Like, in a weird way, I think it's kind of set up so you could probably use all of the Hisuian forms to beat things in that game. In a weird way. But the thing is, also Agile Style, as I say, is the key to everything. If you can Agile Style, you will get a lot more out of it. Because you will do all of the damage and be pretty comfortable with the hits. But if you're... yeah, we'll say you take the Gastrodon, you Dynamax into Max Geyser, and then we'll get rid of the fire damage. I will just start hitting the dark moves, because it's a special move, your water move, isn't it? I think it's Waterfall. Yeah. So if you take this, I know you've got a dark move, okay. The computer will take this. If you Dynamax, can you do max darkness for us? Because it lowers the special defense as well, and it'll be the most damaging move you've got, I believe. We'll go into this battle ourselves against Bolo on Wednesday and completely fail. The other option is something as simple as maybe looking at something like a Dialga or a Palkia for a few of the battles. Like, Dialga will be pretty good against the Spiritomb. I'm pretty sure it'll be good against Roserade, because it's not really weak to anything. If you get the Earth Power, it's going to destroy the Arcanine. Yeah, we've mentioned about the Ice move. And because that's been Gardevoir can learn an Ice move, which is what I've got on mine at the moment. But again, I've picked my team for the moment as I've only got 5, I think I've planned for. I've got Typhlosion, Togekiss, Roserade, and Gardevoir, and Goodra was the other one I was going to use. But I haven't finalised my team yet. I'm still deciding what I think is best. Also, are you back to join a DA or not? Because we could go and do Ho-Ho next. Okay, I believe we can still do Volt. Didn't get the Ho-Ho? I know someone got Ho-Ho, but I think it was Luca. Yes, the 8 versus 2, like, when you face the 6, like, just out of interest, when you first faced the 6, were you comfortable to beat the 6? Is that something that you felt okay doing? But GG, and good luck with your shiny. Hopefully somebody can get one today, because it's been a very quiet day for the shiny friends. Gonna be honest, we've struggled. We may only do one more because it is extremely hot again. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, the other way of looking at it is if you've got one left and you're facing, if you can manipulate his weakest thing to face your, that it's something that you've got something very strong for, you could then try to revive the team for the Giratina as well. But let's check some shinies. Jinx, no. Halucha, no. Gastrodon, no. And Blacephalon is still not shiny. Damn you, Blacephalon. No items allowed. It's not a real victory unless you beat it. Yes, I know. Yeah, so I'll set up a ho-ho. Well, thank you for the biddies. Welcome in. How are you today? We are going to try a ho-ho Dynamax. Or Max Lair adventure. This time. I think nobody needs it. I am good. How are you? And again, thank you for the biddies. We have our very crazy challenge where we're trying to build a brand new shiny living form dex from scratch on the Switch 2. Yeah, so we had to start brand new save files on Violet, Sword, and Legends Arceus. And so yeah, we spent most of June playing through the games, and now we're doing a bit more focused shiny hunting. So we do a bit of random encounters on here, and then a bit of DAs. Then we jump onto Legends Arceus, where we're just filling out the decks because we want to get to the Arceus, so then we can start the BDSP run. I don't want to start that run until I get the Arceus flute, pretty much. And the research stuff takes a while. And in Violet, we beat most of the games. We haven't done everything in Blueberry, but we've started shiny hunting and doing our little bits here and there, pretty much. We haven't quite figured out the best way to do the shiny hunting in that yet, because we're trying to build a brand new living dex, which is taking a lot longer than I expect. Yeah, that's the thing. So that's kind of the plan. It's taken a long time to get through it all, but hey, it's been fun. Like, we do races on Sundays too, which the goal is to try and find as many. Have you put the right code in, or is it? Have you put my old code in? If we get to 30 seconds, I'll back out and try it again. Hello, Moorland. Welcome in. Okay. Well, I'll get back if we get to 30 seconds and see where we are. If you're not in, I'll back out and rehost. Yes, as we'll do races on the Sundays, different games, different race. We just had a PLA race, which ironically here won. The prize is a shiny from the vault in the game. But yeah. Okay, let's just back out of this then one more time. Are you connected to the internet, ironically? We were going to go for a ho-ho on this run. We might as well troll you with that one, because you always tell everyone else to do that. It's funny. It's one of the very few that ironically still needs. We still need everything, so we have not got a shiny legendary on stream in this challenge yet. That's the other thing for this challenge. It only counts if I get it on stream. If I join someone else's stream and I get a shiny, it won't be on this save file. It will always be on alternative ones. But yes, you still try to get Rayquaza. I don't have the path for it at the moment. That's 100%. It's not too bad to beat Rayquaza. Oh, you have it. Okay. Because it's one that I have got in the past. I feel like you could probably work those two out pretty well. Do you need Ho-Ho Moorland or not? Or did you want to do a Ho-Ho? And ironically, do you need Rayquaza still, or do you have that one saved up? Okay, so we'll do a Ho-Ho. and then we'll see. Okay, so if the next one we'll do Rayquaza. I've already forgotten what I clicked on. What are we doing? Ho-Ho. Okay. We could do some fun with the Raichu, but no, we didn't get it. I was hoping we could get like a full electric moveset for the Raichu, but Rock is obviously the best thing here. You took that just to stop the computer, didn't you? That's your strat. Stop the computer. Right. No, I took Tailwind. Okay. We've got some good ones. I think the ground type is Marowak. We don't really want the Excelgor, do we? We could go Psychic, I guess. Should be pretty easy to beat. We've got a very strange team. Okay, make sure you get a good ground move on Snorlax as well, because I'm pretty sure it can learn High Horsepower or Headlong Rush, so it should be able to take out a few. Yeah, we'll do Rayquaza next time. That will work. No worries. And that will be the last one we do. It's not really the best team for this battle, I'm not going to lie. Because it is extremely hot in front of all of this stuff. It's funny because Rayquaza was the first ever legendary I got shiny in a DA. Not in this save, obviously, but it was a good one to get. So we kind of would like to see it again. It's the one I've got the most spare shinies for, because we've gone a bit over the top with some of our other stuff, shall we say. Because we've spent ages and ages doing a lot of those raids that they had in Scarlet and Violet, the shiny Rayquaza ones over Christmas. I went and got about 5. And it was only about a year ago I got the first one. I never knew there was much to do with shiny, so I think I set up a brand new save file to do it all on. Because I think it must have been about the time they announced the Scarlet and Violet prize for getting the decks into home. Because then I set out on my own to get Sword and Shield ready. Because I thought, well, that's going to be the next one. I'll get Sword and Shield done. And then I got a brand new save, new shiny decks, or shiny charm. And then started like doing sort of events with people in Discords. And I was tracking like everything we encountered and all sorts of data stuff. Because I'm a mad person. To see which ones we got the most of what. So I got a bit carried away. But yeah, that's kind of what happened and why we ended up where we were. With how many we've done. So yeah. I don't think I've ever had a second legendary shiny in any of the DAs though that I've done. And I know that you can't get 2 on 1 save file, but I've got about 8 or 9 save files for DAs now. So there is that. That is the other reason why. You got a Boldor? Yeah, I don't know if you were here when I went to do some random encounters, but I decided to go and do Venipede and Among Us, and or Fungus. For Dex 365 pretty much. And then I think there was like Excelgor and stuff there as well, or the pre-evolution of it. I don't really want this. Don't think we need it, but the computer would like it, of course. Hopefully the computer will swap out again. So I'm thinking ground is probably best, even though I'm not strong, but we do have the Seadra that can Dynamax next turn, which works for us. Whichever way we go, we've got a lot of weaknesses, so... Yeah, but it is getting very toasty again. Didn't feel that warm today either. It's been one of those cloudy hot days, which it sort of hits you, and it just sort of gets warmer and warmer without you realising. So yeah, that's kind of been the problem that we're facing. But as we say, we'll do the 4-person... what's it called? I don't think that's going to do anything, because I don't think it has special moves. 4-person requires her, and that'll be the last one of the day. And then tomorrow we're going to do Violet again. I'm going to try my best to finish off the game. Not finish off the game, finish off the decks for Violet Pokemon at the least. Then we'll worry about the rest. Don't know if I will be this legend. Yeah, it is such a difficult battle if you're not prepared. Like, the amount of people that probably went in there and got completely walled, and without realising it. Like, something else that you could look at is potentially Clefable. Just for like the start Pokemon. Just for, if, as I say, the Spiritom's difficult to deal with. But if you've got something that doesn't really take too much damage from it, Clefable could be used to set up a little bit. Again, agile move set up. You should be okay. That could be something you could try, is do a little bit of setting up against it if you've got like the Togekiss. Because it's not going to take much damage like from the Shadow Ball. And forgot what the other... Yeah, it's got Dark moves and Shadow Ball, so it's not really going to hurt you too much. But as I say, if you can get Draining Kiss on that Togekiss, you Draining Kiss the Spiritomb, whatever damage you've taken, you heal back up. That's what I've said before. Research some of the moves that heal you. Draining Kiss doesn't hit as hard, but it's more effective. I use Drain Punch a lot with a Machamp even. That's done a lot of help for me in the past. Does anyone... Should I take this so I could potentially Screech or not? Or are you thinking maybe you take this ironically? I think the Seadra can stick this out for now. I know I do have an electric move, I get that. But no, actually it doesn't really... It's only going to be used for Screech, isn't it? So it's not great. But then that Screech could be helpful. I don't know. Let's go back. The computer can get it, then they'll probably use Screech. We can trust the computer, I guess. If you're... Is it scared because you just don't want to have to go through it all again, or... And I think we can go fighting. Because if it, I understand the frustration of having to do the battles over and over again, trust me. If you're worried about losing stuff, stock up on everything, put everything in the box, unless you want to keep your heals. But it's one of those, like, the other thing that you could look at is simply go and start trying to tick off some more star points, and then everything will obey you, whatever, you'll gain a ton of levels. And then suddenly you'll be overpowered for it if you don't want to, if you don't mind being a little bit over leveled. That's the other thing that you can look at. It will work, like, they're still going to take huge hits, but nobody is attacking but me. What's going on? Featherdance. Okay. See, the old Drain Punch technique here. Good luck with the battle. As I say, just remember to not rush each move. Look at the health levels. As I mentioned, agile moves. Agile everything. Don't risk doing strong style just because you think it's going to do more damage to you. because you mess up the whole battle if you do too many. That's the thing you've got to also take into account. If you do too much damage and knock something out with a strong style, you will then lose that Pokemon, and the one after could take big damage too. But if you control the speed, you're in the best position for that battle. We might try it ourselves, as we said, on Wednesday. Mostly to see just how badly it goes with my planning. Just to have a little test at it, test the waters out, empty the bag and see what happens. Do we want Seadra to take this? Just so it's got health? Or would you prefer someone else to take it? So if you want to take this over your Seadra, and then you can Dynamax into the water move, that works perfectly for this final. My plan at the moment is probably Togekiss to start. But I still need to get the Shiny Stone, that's why we haven't done it. So Togekiss, Roserade, bit of bulk. It's got Energy Ball, but I'm also going to put Giga Drain on it. Maybe a Fairy move. I've got Gardevoir. I know it's got a lot of weaknesses, but I've got Ice Beam. I've set it up for this battle pretty much, and Typhlosion, but I haven't checked the moves yet for Typhlosion. If you miss... So I have to do. Probably, maybe a Feather Dance or two, you never know. Could work. But that's pretty much all I've got at the moment. I think I have a Goodra set up, and I may take a Luxray. I know Luxray is not the greatest thing, but it would be good against Spiritomb and Togekiss. We're on the Ho-Ho, so you probably don't have enough time to do a solo one. We should be finished in a couple of minutes, and then we can go for this Rayquaza. Yeah, it shouldn't take too long to finish this one off. The only thing we would have liked a bit better would be a rock move, but it happens. But yeah, I will try and put my final team members together for it. It's because I've been doing a lot of Dex entry stuff. The thing is oh no, that's the Masquerada, that's level 100. I would have to look to see what I've got if I want to try it. I don't actually know if it is the next thing I'm going to have to do. I know I've collected all of the legendaries and Regigigas, and they've told me to go back to that little secret area or such. I think that triggers the Volo fight, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm still double checking, to be honest. Oh, well, I survived on 2, and it got the boost. Lovely. Just what we needed. I'm just glad I survived. I can only speed swap with something else, right? I'm gonna die, aren't I? So, whatever happens, it'd be better if it. Oh, I'm still faster. Paralyze, please. Pepper dance, nice. But I guess one of the main things is just to, as with those battles, because I've done Nuzlocke, I just pace myself really out to plan each move one at a time. Because I don't know if you do get the guide to show you the move order on the screen. I do that. I don't know if it's considered cheating or not, but I have it there. I don't care if people don't like it. It's my run of the game. So I've sort of set that up a few times. It's worked really well for me when I've done my runs. Like, I've done a full-blown Nuzlocke up to the Dialga Palkia, and I've lost one Pokemon, and I've had to use Dustox, Luxray, and Staravia as my 3 mains. and the rest were like unevolved Pokemon for a challenge. That's been part of what we've worked on in the past. The other thing could be if you're quite... It's one of those that I think I've only done the Volo fight maybe twice, maybe 3 times. I think I've done it 3 times actually, because I needed to get Enamorous for something. But I may have done it 4, I'm not sure. Well, at least it was me that died, I only had 2 HP. So that's alright. As we say, we'll do one on Rayquaza, and that will be our session for today. Cheer you on, hopefully we can get some speed up on you. I'm Volo, I'm Volt, I'm hoping you're okay with doing Rayquaza too. I'm pretty sure you needed everything at one stage, but I don't know if you did manage to get anything. So there is that. But yeah, we can beat Rayquaza. We beat Ho-Ho. I don't think we've lost one yet today. And of course, with Rayquaza, the obvious choice is Ice. GG, and good luck with the shinies, people. Let's see if we can get one. I don't. The copy of the game that I'm using online doesn't really have any money at the moment. Like, the lady is there to teach you all the moves, but you can look through everything that she offers you. That's like the best thing, because instead of it be trying to remember each one, you can scroll through everything your Pokemon can learn, and that's where it breaks with a lot of the moves you can learn. So let's just double check these 4 shinies. The Orbeetle would be lovely to get shiny, I'm not gonna lie. Marowak is not, nor is Poliwrath, nor is the Ho-Ho. No worries, thank you for taking part, and hopefully you have a good day. We'll be back in this game on Thursday again for some more DAs if you're interested in joining in. I'll keep Ho-Ho, and I'll just wait for Morland to put the code in, and we will go into Rayquaza then. Are you choosing not to do any healing in the battle as well? So it's difficult, like, to know what's gone well or what moves you've done right, or you've got unlucky with some. Is the computer what their strategy to swapping in and outs are? But yeah. Are you going to use a code that you've got, Morland, or anything, or one that we use? It's up to you. The code is 2424. So it should only be the 3 of us. So me and Ironically. Hopefully we can pick the team. And as we said before, we would love to get a full ice team. But yeah. See, I need to do the Volo battle just to remember how it plays out, what it's like. It's been so long since I've done it, which is why I want to try it Wednesday. Even if I lose, I just want to see how things play out before I give too much advice, complete advice, or say I'll fix a team. And even if it means you pick the same team as me and copy the moves. Volo. Volo. Yeah, I'm the Legends Arceus boss man with the Giratina. We do have an ice type. I'm gonna take this for now. Tapu Volo, yep, it's another Tapu you don't have at least. Rock works too, but it's just if we get an ice type, it's bit more of an annoyance to beat. There is a big ice type on the right. It's been a while since I faced this one. It is only Mr. Mime, but I guess that's where we've got to go. Torkoal? Okay. Right, left, right. Left, right. Oh, you wanted the Mimikyu, did you? Is that what you wanted, Mimikyu? I don't know. I thought he wanted the Swampert. Okay. Is it legendary time or now have one Pokemon? Which Pokemon have you got left? Yeah, Swampert is very, very difficult to beat. I absolutely hate facing Swampert with a passion in this. It's one I don't mind. It's not if I've got a grass type, I'll do it. But if I don't, I hate it. Yeah, so what's your last Pokemon in this battle for the Giratina? What was the thing that survived to the end? That's the big test, really, I guess, to see. I know you're facing Giratina with one Pokemon, which is not going to be easy in any way. I doubt most things would win. Who's he going for? Me, of course. Now he's just made me shiny colour, right? He's burnt me. So now I am definitely getting a shiny Heliolisk, right? That's how it works. I know it's just no. I don't want to. I'd rather use Mud Slap, to be honest. So you've got a Garchomp versus a Giratina. So you don't really stand too much of a chance with a Dragon move hitting you. That's the problem. And doesn't it have the thing that makes it difficult to hit as well? Whatever it's called, the Obscure, whatever, I forgot what it's called. It definitely has a move that makes it so it's hard for you to hit. The thing is, as I say, I really want to try it again so I can then understand how the battle goes, because it's been so long since I've done it. I need to really... I'm going to be at Legends Arceus on Wednesday, so that'll be when I try it. Oh no. I'm not good in this battle. Can you please hurry up and beat this? Oh dear, I forgot that I have dry skin. And what moves does the Rayquaza have as well? As I said, been so long since I faced it. I should really check that out. I'm guessing it's going to have like Dragon Ascent, which, okay, I get that. I meant like the strange moves it might have. But as I said, like, it's very, very difficult to plan that Volo fight without being in the battle yourself, if that makes sense. Like, I struggled like mad the first few times, and I think I was completely over-leveled. Twister and Brutal Swing, so it's not really got too much devastation in moves, really. If we're honest. Well, at least the Mud Slap's working quite nicely, but I died, so... Sad times. And there's no point doing Weather, because it's got the... whatever it's called. The move that stops Weather hitting you. If I'm not mistaken. Yes, that's the one. Airlock. I know my abilities. There goes the Torkoal. We sadly lost one life en route. I'm partially tempted to take this, if I'm honest. Just so we have an extra boost against the ice type at the end. I'm not much help against it, and I forgot what the next type is. I feel like there isn't a water type in this run. So maybe I see what the Kadabra wants to do? Maybe? I don't know. Let's see. What does Kadabra want to do? Okay, we'll let the Kadabra have this. I know I need to swap eventually, but now we've got two very good types against the ice. We probably don't want to take on the water type now, so let's go for the poison type, right? It's an awesome shiny, and we can gamble. I hope you can get it done though, because I know it's a very, very frustrating battle. The other thing, as I say, that you could try to do if you get a couple of hours is just try and get some more of the star ratings done. See if you can get yourself to level 7. Try and build 10 Pokemon you would like to use. And then you've got at least some options. Instead of it be, I want to do the battle, but I need to swap 3 or 4 rounds. So maybe build a second team almost, so you can pick the best of them. Pick something that covers all your typings. Like if you can get like an Oshawott for the Samurott, which could be really interesting to use from one of the massive mass outbreaks. There's also what else is really good? I still think Gudra could do a good job. It's got a few more weaknesses, but I think it resists a lot more of the stuff. But otherwise, I think we should be pretty good. I think Moorland's disconnected or disappeared. Are you still there, Moorland? Oh, there we go. Snarl. Okay, I just want to double check. But as I say, we're going to try it on Wednesday. We'll put a team together during the stream on Wednesday. And see what we can find. I think my plan is probably... I could gamble, you know, and then if it's rubbish I can then take the ice type. So I imagine you two both quite comfortable to stick in for the Rayquaza with what you've got. Thank you, Shirio. Hopefully you're enjoying the chaos that is our Dynamax adventures. I'm hoping we get some shiny luck. Another Snarl. Take away its accuracy. And on the other side of it is this is actually a better... how is it that I'm taking his accuracy away, but he's the one that keeps hitting? Okay, well. But yes, if I take this, and then at least I have an electric type in the next battle, in the final, if need be. Right, that works. I know it's not the best, or should I gamble? Should I give it a gamble? And see what the computer wants to do. So if I get something excellent from the gamble, we can then upgrade one of the others. And if we get something bad, I got the ice type and we still have a couple of ice types. And but yeah, good luck with the battle. Hopefully you will get it done. Doesn't have an electric move, okay. Yes he does, okay. It's more, we would probably like the Torkoal for the next battle. I think. But I won't take this, but I'm going to take the gamble. Because at the end of the day, the ice one is pretty good for me to get anyway, whatever happens. And if I get a better ice type, it's even better, right? It's only a mime. I think the Torkoal is very helpful for the next battle with the fire moves. You've got a rock slash steel, so we should be pretty good against Mimey. I thought it was Mimey. Well, I got a Flareon for that battle. So, okay, it is Beartic, so it works even better. We've got a lot of fire. So now it's more. No, it is Beartic. I was wrong. I guessed. Okay, I guessed. Let's see. This feels like one that either you're... Should I take it if we win? Or do you want to take it yourself? At the end of the day, we've got a real mixed bag, but we've got two that are very strong. Drought doesn't obviously help in the final, but it can do its business here. I believe I had Helping Hand as well, which could be good for one of the ice types if you are using ice. What do you think? One of you take it or me take this? Or should we look at health? Okay, he has water. He also has a fighting move for the Sneasel. I'm still in shock that the Sneasel hasn't like died a lot on the way. But yeah, let's see. Burning Jealousy. At least with the water move, we've got the fire up. That's the key thing. We've got drought up, so we should be a bit more secure from it. You leave Sneasel alone. I do hope we do leave Sneasel alone. It's one of those Pokemon I just hate seeing on these runs at the early stage. It's the Pokemon I like to see in the third battle because it is very frail. Nice. How far have you got on your Violet one? We are at, I think, 300 on my Violet one on my new save. Yeah, so should I be taking this? Or what, did one of you want it? That is the question. As I said, I do have Helping Hand. So that is set up. And I keep getting spam phone calls. Okay. I get that feeling. I know that struggle. Right, so I'm assuming you want me to take this. Right? Are you taking it ironically? Or, okay, I take it then. I become the big bear, you're the big rhino, and we've got a big tortoise. Let's beat this big snake. Right? That's the plan. I guess we could life orb this, couldn't we? Why not? Get it overpowered. Destroy, as they say. Destroy. Big tortoise. Yes, you have a big tortoise. Or turtle, which one is it? I don't know. At least it's not some weird, like, stellary one. Torkoal better than Terrapagos. Change my mind. Change my mind. Now, can you die to one of these? Please, sir, and maybe. I believe this is actually the first Rayquaza on this save, so it would be hilarious if we got this shiny in one. And Sneasel's doing all the work. Half damage from a Sneasel. Imagine being this much of a legendary and that easily beaten. Can we get a freeze? No? Okay. What else can we do? Gets another scary face. Okay. Ooh, scary. An Inferno for the burn. Does that burn guaranteed? Yes, it does. Yeah. Yes, Dragon is one of the worst types because of that. Really, isn't it? It's just so pathetic when it comes to facing anything ice, considering ice is considered one of the worst types. But that is a GG, so good luck everyone. Let's see if we can end today with somebody getting a shiny. Preferably me. But if it's one of you, it's still good. That's the thing to remember. If it's one of you, it's still good. Right. And as we sort of said, Dragon is strong because of complements other types. Yeah. It does work with the other types. It's just one of those that, because Dragon's one of those types you generally get so late in the game, it's one of the more forgettable types in the games. I did the shiny ice type badge quest. I think ice is, again, it's one of those that has a bad reputation, I think. But let's check. Torkoal is not shiny, nor is Toxtricity, nor is the Big Bear, and nor is Rayquaza. Sadly. Nothing for Morlan, and nothing for Ironically. He only gets them when we're not online. Everybody's been cursed with streamer luck today. I'm not going to save this path, because we can do Rayquaza quite easily. But that is going to be it for today. We are back in Violet tomorrow with Dex completion, maybe teaming up with somebody who has Scarlet. I don't know yet. I still have, well, I've done the Paradox, it's just the exclusives I've got to desperately get. So yeah, we didn't get a shiny today, but we did a lot of encounters and won all our